right, guys. It's Tuesday night. You already know what time it is. It's time for the Big Three podcast. So, sorry we're a little bit late. That's on me, but I guarantee you the wait will be worth it because we got a great show for you. Of course, gotta bring my guys in. So, Jordan, Dylan, what's up? How you guys doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good,
Good.
man. Doing good.
Good.
Man, I feel like I'm on that Collar Murray, Juju Smith vibe. Like I feel like when we're playing Modern Warfare, and I feel like our bond is getting more closer. And no, I'm being serious though. Like
Yeah,
it
for
really does
sure.
bring it does
Yeah.
bring us together. I mean, I don't want to promote other, but Warzone has been other than the podcast has brought us together. The Warzone has been bringing us closer. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah.
For sure. For
Uh,
sure.
yeah. So, kind of what Jordan's saying. For those of you who might be new to the show, we just kick it for a few hours and just talk all the big news that's going on around the sports world. Also, for you guys on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, we are on Twitter tonight, and
No,
Tiki
okay.
Live.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to drop your comments because we will pull them up because we like interacting with you guys and we welcome it. So don't be afraid. Let them flow and be part of the show that way. So with that, I think we can get into these topics and get the show rolling.
Yeah.
So MLB, they released their Hall of Fame ballot for next season, well, 2023. And we don't really have to talk about the names on the ballot. There's a couple of names that do stand out. A-Rod, Manny Ramirez. Those are two guys that are kind of synonymous with the steroid era of baseball. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on what do you think about baseball's kind of reluctance in letting steroid era players into the Hall of Fame. Do you think they should get in? How do you think baseball should handle that?
I mean, look at what they did with like Barry Bonds. I mean, they kind of just I don't think he's. I'm not gonna say he's not gonna ever get in, but look at what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I know prior to the steroid, he was still like a monster hitting home runs, but um, I don't know. That's a good question because I mean, me being a Yankee fan, I mean, I know I see A Rod on there, and I know I see Andy Pettit. I know he didn't use steroids. Not disregarding him, he didn't use any at all. Um, so and some other Yankees on there, but I don't know. I just feel like that. Um, see, like yeah, that's kind of funny because trying to think because like I'll say would it be fair for them to get in because if they use steroids it wouldn't be fair so it's kind of hard you know what I'm saying like because even though they I don't know it's kind of hard Dylan you want to take this because I'm trying to process this for like
I mean,
that's a
I
hard
agree with
question.
you. I agree with you. It's a very hard question because it's like we don't know how much of their career they use steroids for or anything like that. If
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
case, I
saying.
mean, like
Yeah.
like if they had one season where they did it, like you can never tell if like they were still clean the whole time before. It's always just a weird thing because you never know what was actually legitimate and what's not for their whole career because it could just be a matter of they just didn't get caught. They had sneaky ways to avoid it, or it could just be they didn't do it and actually played a legitimate career and then used it for like one season. You can never tell. So it's always a weird question. Um, Man, I don't know. That's rough, really. I mean,
Like I want to be like yeah like bring him in there I mean but then again I mean like me and me I love to say A-Rod in the Hall of Fame it's like every other Yankee fan will but like Dylan said, it's like how long did they use it for? How many seasons? Did they use it for just one season? A couple of months? So it's like it's hard to tell. But like yeah, Brett said, it's tricky. I mean, how do you feel about Manny Ramirez if you're a Boston Red Sox fan? Like, how do you?
So my whole thing has been baseball didn't mind with the steroid era because it brought popularity to the sport when they were kind of falling behind. So I think it's kind of hypocritical for them to, benefit off of the eyes it brought to the sport,
fair.
but now turn around and be like, oh, you're going to sully our great sport if we let you in. And it's like baseball's whole history is full of controversy. So I think what they could have done was use the steroid era as maybe a teaching tool for the youth and all that go to the Hall of Fame and be like, these players tested positive. It's something that we
Yeah,
don't
put like an
agree with.
asterisk against,
Yeah,
like in their Hall of Fame thing, just be like tested positive for PEDs in their career, but it's still like there or something like that.
I mean,
I can see it like
yeah.
that.
I look at it like as like UFC, right? Like a big fight, top fight coming in. Um, the the challenger test positive for a steroid, right before the
mhm.
fight. The UFC still lets him fight, wins the belt. That's not, yeah, he won the belt, but it's not justified because he still got caught with cheating or
Yeah, but
whatever.
after that, they get stripped right away
Yeah,
of the
that's true.
belt.
Well, I'm just
So
saying like hypothetical. I'm just saying it as an example. Like
Mhm.
it's just like it's not fair, you know what I'm saying? But then again, it's like okay, say it's like Conor McGregor. I'm just throwing a name out there. Just what say if he got caught with PEDs before a fight or like a steroids? Hey, I'm a big supporter of Conor McGregor. I like the way he fights. If he gets caught before a fight, wins the belt, let's say he doesn't get stripped. I'm saying, and he went. I mean, I'm like, damn, like should he not? Should he
yeah,
win that belt?
it
You
does
know?
tarnish. I see what you mean. Like if someone does get it and they win, it's just like cool, you won, but like what you did to get there wasn't really legitimate.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Um, and then kind of on Brett's point about Barry Bonds and even David Ortiz, it almost seems like they let Ortiz in because the media really likes him. He's approachable. He, has a great character, charisma, and all that. Whereas the media couldn't stand Barry Bonds, and it's almost like that was part of the reason why that he probably would never get in, even if they probably let some steroid guys in. But I mean, like Jordan said, before the steroids, Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he
And he
was.
basically let it be known that he took it because Sosa and McGuire were getting all this attention, even though people kind of knew they were on the juice. So he kind of did it to just get more recognition, which is kind of stupid that way when you think about it, but I can understand that because baseball is already hard enough to really market yourself because the league is not that great at it. And when you're there, you're a great player, and you see these two capturing all the attention. Why not? Why wouldn't you want to get in on that? So definitely is tricky. I will agree with that, but I do think they should just let him in.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let him in. I mean, they had. To be honest, I forgot that A-Rod even tested positive for steroid. I forgot about that. I mean, because I mean, obviously in the Yankee community, he was a fan favorite, just like Jeter was. Jeter was obviously the more popular fan favorite of them all, but it was, I mean, they're best buds, A-Rod and Jeter. So kind of like the media, kind of like, I mean, the Yankees media, like the New York media loved A-Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like they deserve to get in. I mean, A-Rod before the steroids got in. I mean, did his thing. So
Yeah, Clemens is another
justifiable.
guy who's
I mean, yeah, he's
kept
a
down.
Yankee. Yeah, put him in. I mean, obviously he did his he did he was a good pitcher before he got steroids, and then I guess he just went to later on in his career he just decided to, he didn't really give two craps and took him. But yeah, you're right. Anthony's right. He's another thing that. But then again, was he a fan favorite in the media like David Ortiz was?
Yeah, I mean Clemens was
And that kind of
kind
gets
of
me.
dependent with
That
Clemens.
kind of gets me mad that Ortiz tested and he got in. Even though, yeah, he's good.
Well,
He's a good player, but
Ortiz is also different. That the way that he tested positive was supposed to be this anonymous report where they were trying to gauge how many guys were positive. His name was never supposed to come out, and then it did, which is why he was so upset by it. But then after that, we never heard about him
right,
really testing positive ever again. Manny Ramirez tested positive like twice, so it's like clearly you didn't learn from the first time.
right.
So
A-Rod, how many times did he test positive? It wasn't like his news got like kind of swept under the rug too a little bit because like now he's like analyst and stuff and MLB
mhm.
Network guy. So
Wasn't it 2014?
2014, I
Yeah,
believe so.
but there's always suspicions about A Rod.
Yeah,
And I mean, because some of these guys, their body transformed, and it was always like, is that natural or whatever? Which is why I was always like a Ken Griffey fan, even though his body like broke down, but he kind of stayed the same body type throughout all of this. Whereas Barry Bonds, if you see Barry Bonds with the Pirates, he was a really skinny guy. Then you see him with the Giants, and he looked like Terry Crews. So
Yeah,
it's
he's
like,
big. He's big.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Has there been any current players who've tested positive for steroids recently? I don't think so. Like, they
Yeah.
kind of like cracked down on that.
Tatis.
Well, Tatis. Well, that was a substance, right? Or that was still steroids, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, now they just call it PEDs, but it's all the same.
Yeah.
And even with some of the steroid stuff, it's like some of these guys say they don't then unknowingly put in their system because some of the stuff that's like on the banned substance list is stuff you can find in other products. Now it's not an excuse because a lot of these guys kind of okay whatever they're trying to take with the team doctor or something like that. So I don't know. Baseball's kind of created this situation where it seems weird that they won't let them in, but they didn't care about steroids when all this happened. So it's like they want it both ways, and it just doesn't make sense to me.
Right, right. I mean, so those are like the list you sent us. That was a list of people who are going to be like
Those are the guys that are on the ballot for
on the ballot.
Yeah.
How many people get in at once? Like,
it just depends on votes. You have to get 75% of the vote to get in. I mean, from the list, I think Scott Rowland gets in.
Yeah, he got 63 last year.
Yeah, so I think just because of the numbers going up, I think he gets in at this point. As for the rest of the list, it's going to be tough because maybe Sheffield, maybe. And then from the guys who are on the ballot for the first time, I don't think any of them get in because it's not really that great of a group. So it could just be Rowland and maybe Sheffield.
yeah.
I mean, I just feel like they should, if they want to do whatever, do a separate wing, call it the steroid era. That way, when kids go through or fans of the game, they could be like, oh yeah, I remember this guy, I remember that guy. At least give them some type of recognition because they were great players. Yes, you may not agree with how they got there, but they were doing what they could to kind of get ahead. I mean, can't fault them for that, but yeah, you don't have to celebrate it like the rest of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I feel like you should allow him in, but make it known that's something they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I mean, there's guys in there who were drug abusers. There were, guys in the Hall of Fame who, I think there's some who was like in cheating scandals. Well, I mean, Pete Rose is the big name.
Yeah.
Betting on.
Didn't he just write like a letter saying like, please let me in?
He's been wanting to get in forever. Most people say let him in. I mean, betting on your team and all that kind of stuff, yeah, that's frowned upon in sports, but it's like, what's up, Gene?
Yeah, maybe Gene has some input on this. Well,
I mean,
oh, there it is.
I mean, I've heard Pete Rose isn't exactly the. Okay, well, see, I didn't know that about him.
yo, Gene. So let me ask you, do you think that, well, I'm pretty sure you're a Phillies fan because you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan and everything. So, do you agree? If you're still here watching, do you think that A-Rod and them should get in, and Manny Ramirez should get in? If you're still here,
I'm sure he'll answer here shortly. But
yeah, I didn't know when he was asked about the.
yeah,
Okay, yes to so yes to both. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know about that about Pete Rose. Like you learn something every day. So hey, now Kyle, what do you think about that, man?
Well, I was always on the side of when it came to betting on your team. I felt like that's kind of a touchy area, and if they kept him out for that, I understand it. I just said the steroid users because baseball didn't care about steroids.
Yeah.
To now keep them out for using steroids doesn't make any sense to me. Right. And then baseball doesn't even know who was on it and who was off it because there could have been guys who used it and just beat the test or got off of it in time not to get a positive test. How do we know?
I wonder how do they test players like in that era? Like, did they test them like, a piss test or I don't know.
I
That's a good.
think the procedure was they basically let the team know when somebody was going to come by and test them. So then the team kind of knew, it's going to be next Wednesday. Let's see. So Gene says if nobody was using steroids and just one person was, yeah, keep him off the win. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you nailed it on the spot, Gene. Out the win, 150. Yeah,
Biggest chance Barry Bonds. Yeah. Yeah, I said that, Gene, that he was a Hall of Famer before
yeah.
steroids had,
He
yeah.
was still freaking hitting home runs
Yep.
without the steroids. So
And the weird thing is, like, steroids is just, they were using it for, like, recovery because it is a long season. You're playing, you know, 3 games in 4 nights or whatever. So they did it for, you still have to have hand-eye coordination to hit the baseball.
right.
Steroids doesn't necessarily help with that. It may help you hit it a little further, but,
And now, it's like, isn't the MLB kind of getting like softer with like marijuana and stuff? And I heard
Well,
about that. Like, that's different than steroids, but I guess they're getting kind of like more lenient with like substance like that.
yeah, that's
But
true.
but
HGH.
imagine if A Rod. I mean, would we be still talking about this if like A Rod or like Ortiz was smoking pot before a game and got their career and still made it in? I mean,
Well, where that changes is because around the country, marijuana is becoming more accepted. So, let's see. Bonds had the greatest hand. And that's what they say about him, that he was like a really gifted hitter. So it doesn't make sense to keep him out.
no.
But yeah, I think that was a.
But I think where it's a great area is when players kind of take that steroids and use it as an advantage, like other over top teams. But if you're just doing it for like a health reason, then that's one thing. But if you're just doing it to like if you're taking steroids in a playoff game and knowing that you're gonna hit these home runs, like it's just like nah. But like I mean, but then again, it was still illegal at the time. So pot and human growth hormone. Yeah, no. I know, Gene. I said that too. Two different things. I know that one affects the brain like weed and your mobility, but the one affects your strength. So
Yeah,
I know, Gina. It's two separate things.
I mean, baseball once
still
again
a substance in MLB. Like,
baseball once again has like painted itself in a corner where they continually look kind of foolish keeping these guys out when their career says they should be in the Hall of Fame under whatever circumstances you want to put them in.
well, Bonds had like almost like 700 home runs, I think, like on his career, or like total home runs.
He had over 700. I
700.
can't remember the exact number. I think it was like 760 something, I want to say. I mean, even with that, most people still say, Hank Aaron is the home run champ because, Bond.
754.
Okay, 754. So I knew it was about 760 something. 754. Okay. And that's a point of contention as well. Like I said, a lot of people still say Hank Aaron is the home run king. But it is what it is with baseball. They'll continue to do stuff like this, and I just don't get it. But yeah, so, I think that was a good little baseball talk for you guys. Let's go on to the NBA. Once again, got to do Am I Tripping? So for those of you that are new, I'm going to just throw out a statement, and then Dylan and Jordan will tell me if I'm tripping or not. So, let's get Gene's last comment in here. Greatest baseball player of all time was Barry Bonds on steroids. He was, I mean, can't lie about he was must-watch TV. With ESPN, he's cut from their shows. It showed all of his at-bats, and, you were on the edge of your seat to see if he was going to hit it out of the park or not. Yeah, he was must-watch.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so NBA stuff. Here we go. I'm trying to see where I want to start with this. I want to start with a difficult one. All right.
My chat.
Yeah. What up, man?
I feel like the cat's made an appearance before. It's cool. It's part
Yeah.
of the show.
No, it's not a problem. It's like he just like generally walked across the ledge. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
What's her name?
Her name's Cinna.
Senna. What's up,
Okay.
Senna? Welcome to the Big Three podcast. All right, man.
All right. So
She's nothing compared to the other cat we have. We have a bigger cat. He's like 20 pounds, 25
Oh, man.
pounds.
wow. Okay. I mean that's a big cat. So am I tripping to think that even with Kyrie coming back to Brooklyn, they're still not a favorite in the East in any way? I know KD wants him back, and KD's kind of trashed the lineups he's been playing with, but I still think they need to make a move on him. Am I tripping? That they should still look to trade Kyrie?
I wouldn't say you're so much like tripping in that sense. I do agree that I don't think the Nets will be like a top contender with Kyrie back. I mean, they weren't really. I mean, they were good with Kyrie there, but it wasn't like the Nets had like a great record. Like, weren't they playing better without Kyrie on the team technically? Like, at least record-wise per se. So it's not like he was a piece that they needed. But I mean, I think they should always look at offers. Maybe talk to Kevin Durant, like behind closed doors, like with some offers you get, and like, what interests you? Do you like any of these? And if he's like, I think this would be better, then you could move on. But you don't really even know the market for Kyrie as well, especially with all the stuff that's gone down with him this season. Some people might shy away from him and not want him on the team.
Okay. So Jordan, am I tripping?
I'll say like you're partly tripping because like, okay, what if they do trade Kyrie? I mean, they need another superstar-esque player like Kyrie because the KD can't score on. I mean, he can't score. He can't score all by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Steph Curry. I think he's back, but I mean, he's been kind of like out of the lineup. So who would be if Kyrie gets shipped out right now? Like, who would step up in that role? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, depends who they'd get back. Like,
yeah, that's
if
what I'm
they
saying.
send him to a
Depends,
team like the Timberwolves, like I imagine
so I would say
D'Angelo Russell would be in a trade.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm kind of going with Gene. Like trade for someone who I wouldn't trade right now because there's really no one on the market. I don't think, right? Because but
you never know unless you ask.
I mean, yeah. But I think Kyrie gives that second scoring option that KD needs because obviously when they played the Lakers the other day, I mean. The scoring was only come from KD that game, and AD just took over. There was no. I feel like Brooklyn needs to solidify the paint. They're getting a big man more than a point guard because like their paint, like centers are going into the paint and destroying the paint. Claxton can't hold the paint down because he's getting posterized by these other centers. So I would say keep Kyrie for right now. And then maybe trade him like after the All-Star game or like, the trade deadline. Mm-hmm. Just so like he doesn't have that all on his shoulders to score because obviously KD is a great scorer, or superstar scorer, but KD can do all himself. And that's where Kyrie can take the pressure off of KD.
So let's say that we can assume for the next few games, because Ben Simmons had that game where he had like 22, 8, and 5. So let's say, perfect world, that becomes Simmons from here on out.
Oh,
would you then feel more inclined to trade Kyrie if you knew you'd get that out of Ben Simmons night in and night out?
So if you're saying Ben was 22, 8, and 5?
I mean, if he was around that range, if he was around that range, even like 17, 18 points a night, I could get that out of Ben Simmons with around like 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Probably, I mean, if someone would want to take Kyrie and I could get a pretty good package back and just kind of make Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons those people, especially if I'm getting around 18, 19 points from Simmons every night. Yeah, fair enough. But like if I was getting that consistently from him, yeah, I would think about it, especially if I could get like more pieces, maybe on a lesser contract.
Yo,
But
Okay.
Kyle smoking that Marcus pack, man.
All right. So Gene, I'm gonna preface this with I didn't say that I would. I'm not saying
He's
that I'm
averages.
expecting it. I'm just saying, what if something clicked in his head? He all of a sudden becomes this guy who's now scoring around 20 or so. I understand what he's averaging, and I'm one of those who thinks Ben Simmons doesn't really want to get better at basketball. So I'm kind of on the same
he
side
got
as
his
you,
money.
Gene. Yeah,
I mean,
and
having the players came out. I saw like an article or like a Trump post on Bush Report saying that players are questioning Ben's like mentality because there's something. I think didn't he Ben? I think did he come out with his own report the other day saying that like his 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 mental is there, but his body is like not matched with his mental. I saw something about that. He came out with a report about like he's there mentally in the game, but his body is not like matching that mentality. So I don't know, some bullcrap excuse, but uh,
I, the frustrating thing with Ben Simmons is,
I'd be happy if he got hurt.
yeah, Gene doesn't like Ben Simmons. I already knew that, so I knew when I brought this up, Gene was going to say something. But this is basically the same Ben Simmons that's been at LSU. There's been no
Yeah.
improvement to his game, and I think that's the major issue. Where a lot of people thought once he got into the NBA, he'd work on his game and it'd get better. It's like no, he's just the same guy, just a little older. That's it. And I mean, I'm just trying to help you out, Gene. I just called it hate. I know you call it a lot more than that, but um, I mean, for Brooklyn, they're gonna need him to
Yeah.
be around 28, 5, 6. Because if he's giving you 5, 6 assists, then at least that means you don't need to have the ball in KD's hand all the time. And uh, let's see. Claxton starting with a quick 6 points. Brooklyn up 10-2.
I think he's having it right now.
I mean, we'll see if he can
ENT.
hold up. But I mean, Claxton's going to work against certain teams. And that's an issue.
I mean, it's not certainty, but like an AD, that dude's averaging 30, 38, 30, and 24 rebounds a game for like the last 3 or 4 games. So, I mean, certain teams Classic can hold up against, but some of the elite bigs like Embiid, like a Jokic, and AD, like he can't survive against those centers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Brooklyn's playing Philly. Yeah, Philly doesn't have
Yeah,
anybody.
that's why
Yeah.
that's why Gene is all pissed tonight
No, but
because
well,
Ben's
no.
back in Philly.
Well, I was about to say that's why Claxton might have started off quick because
Yeah, they don't have no
Embiid's
BB.
not there. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like that's my point. Like, I mean, Embiid is not that he's out. I don't know who their center is. I think
Oh, good old
Harold
Montrezl
Montrezl.
Harrell.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
I mean PJ Tucker probably playing 4 and 5, 3 and who I don't know what PJ
And
Tucker
PJ
plays.
Tucker, he's just retired, man. He's just a corner specialist, man.
He
Like,
doesn't, but he's not though.
I mean, he used to be.
I've
Like,
said
that's
this
his
for like the last few years. I can't remember a 3-pointer that PJ Tucker's made in like 4 years.
Like he gets
And it's
listen,
weird.
he gets more shoes and points. You know what I'm saying? He has a whole like
Yeah.
collection of shoes,
Mm-hmm.
but he can't score in the shoes, man. So I mean, let's just get that straight.
Yeah. It's just
But
all
I mean,
show.
when he was like, I mean, I don't even know if I should say prime Peter Tucker. Like, I mean, he was a knockdown three specialist back in the day, but now
Probably
he's
Houston.
yeah,
His Houston
Houston,
days
yeah.
and
Yeah,
a little bit of
he was
Milwaukee.
pretty good in Houston.
Yeah.
He was even like a decent with Milwaukee as well
Mhm.
too. But like them Houston days, like he was pretty good. Like even when Houston was bad and he was there, everyone was kind of like, trade him, trade
It's
him to like an actual
it's like,
contender.
do you know when you play pickup basketball and you have that one person on your team that's like that that can not shoot consistently, but if you leave him in the open corner, it's like okay, leave him open in the corner. Like like you can,
He
like
might
you
hit
can
a
risk.
couple.
He might hit a couple, but let's leave him in the corner. That's Peter Tucker. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a Curry ass knockdown 3-pointers. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I would hate him for him to make a 3-pointer, but then again, I wouldn't mind because he's not like a strictly shooter. So
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think about it. Like he's like a just a waste of space on the court, other than his defense a little bit. But
Yeah, I agree. All right. So you did bring up Anthony Davis, and
yeah,
I did have one for him.
okay.
Am I tripping to think that LeBron might be holding back AD at this point? Because it seems like he went on this run when LeBron wasn't playing.
Well, I mean, we'll see once LeBron gets
Yeah.
back. Because we all know that AD was going to stride at the 5 position as center. So that's what he's playing as of right now, the center position. So we'll see how LeBron, when he gets back, since AD is going off right now, how LeBron can help that. Maybe LeBron will stay at the 4, AD will stay at the 5. Um, but I don't think you're tripping. I don't think LeBron's gonna hold him back. I think he's gonna make him better when LeBron gets back. That's what LeBron does. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Westbrook's doing this thing off the bench, getting double doubles, with that B team, I would call. So, um, I think LeBron gives that that another shooter, on the perimeter who can not is consistent, but he can still knock down a 3, when needed. AD can just hold on to 5.
Ooh.
So yeah, I don't think LeBron's gonna hold him back. There's some times where I've seen some games where he kind of has held AD back, but
Mm-hmm.
overall, when LeBron gets healthy and gets back, I think they're gonna be even better than when AD was struggling. So
Okay. So Dylan, am I tripping?
I'm gonna have to agree with Jordan on this one. You just gotta wait to see when LeBron comes back. Yeah, I just saw that. I was about to say Ben Simmons made his first 2 free throws,
Oh, this guy. And
but
just before you finish that, Dylan, it's funny to me that remember all those times when he could have went back to Philly, he kind of shied away from it. But now when nobody's playing, he feels empowered to play in Philly now.
yeah, he's like, no Embiid, no Harden. Like, I'm ready. It's like I'm
Yeah.
ready for Philly.
yeah, it
Tonight's
should be
such
interesting. Yeah.
interesting. I'm going to tune to that game for sure. Then
I think Freddie said LeBron's coming back tonight. We'll see. I think he's questionable.
yeah, we'll see. Okay, it did. Seriously, that just
I didn't. I'm watching it. I didn't even catch that. Yeah.
I mean, I guess Ben's
Wait,
feeling
Gina. Are you courtside? I think I see you on the TV, man. No, man.
Dylan, go ahead with your answer.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I agree with Jordan in a sense. Like, you can't really know until LeBron comes back. You know, if LeBron comes back and AD's numbers like drastically drop, like I expect if LeBron comes back, his numbers might go down a little bit. Like, even if he's still playing great, a little more production, different player, things like that. But if he has like a big drop off, then maybe. If Anthony Davis was playing a lot worse with LeBron there, you'd kind of have to think about it a lot more because it would definitely show. But if he comes back and he's still playing great, then I would say no.
Yeah, I just think that AD is even with LeBron off or on the court, he gets his. I haven't really seen AD shoot a 3 or a mid range shot recently. I've seen him do like a couple of step backs and a couple of fadeaways, but AD gets his points by grabbing boards, offensive rebounds, putting them back up. He's gonna get boards regardless. Because that's what he does. So he does get his points inside the paint. So I don't think that'll be an issue. LeBron, he's gonna get his points. AD is gonna get his points. So yeah, we'll see. It's a matter of time when LeBron gets back. Maybe if not tonight, then maybe tomorrow or the next game. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna affect AD's game.
Okay.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Well, what is your thought process?
So my thought process is I think when LeBron doesn't play, I feel like Anthony Davis feels like he has to do more.
Yeah.
Whereas when LeBron
He has a different
plays,
mentality.
Yeah, I think when LeBron plays, he just kind of just wants to fit in and
like kind of not lazy, but kind
He
of
doesn't
like
feel pressured. He doesn't feel
Yeah.
as pressured as much. He doesn't feel like, oh, I have to do this all because like LeBron could just take over sometimes.
Right.
know?
And I
But
think
when he's off the court,
Yeah, so I think with this group of Lakers that they have right now, AD has to scrap that idea. He needs to think, okay, so LeBron's playing whatever, but I need to be the number one option.
Right.
Let
But
LeBron.
didn't Darwin Ham before season make a statement saying like this year he's going to center the offense around AD anyway?
He can
Yeah.
say that, but if AD doesn't
True.
have that mentality, how much is that going to work?
Oh, I just saw Montrezl just put back a missed shot.
I guess everybody's just showing out tonight, you know.
Slammed it.
All right, so my next one. Am I tripping to think that Trey Young's low 3-point percentage this season, he's shooting like 30.5 or 31%, is a troubling sign for the Hawks? And my thinking is Trey Young's 3-point shooting spaces the floor, but if he's struggling from out there, it may condense it, and then DeJounte Murray might get affected by that as well.
I would say it's a little troublesome. You know, the Hawks are I think 10-7 now, so they're not playing super great. I think last time we talked, they might have been 9-5, so they're 1-2 in their last 3, I guess. So I mean, yeah, I would say it always affects them when your best point scorer, arguably, you would say was Trey Young, is not doing his best outside of playmaking, not doing his second best skill, which is probably shooting, and he's not doing that well. That definitely struggles with the offense. You know, he's looked at as that main point scorer. He's looked at as that number one option, really, I would say, on that Hawks team. And this is coming from a Hawks fan. So, yeah, I think whenever your best shooter is not having a great time, it really kind of does affect the floor spacing in a sense, because if he's not making them, like, he's kind of your number one. Yeah, of course, you have other options, but when your number one's not making it, like, he's your go-to. So I think it does affect it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's affected a little bit. I mean, as the season dwindles down and we get into playoff time, then yeah, I would say that's the issue. Because just like Dylan said, like, what if, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna say like that his 3-point percentage is gonna stay that way, but let's say it does, and like hypothetically, and like who's gonna be who's the scorer? Is it gonna be the Murray? Is it gonna be? I mean, Herter's decking. I think Herter's
Sacramento.
he's on Sacramento, so I mean that's and then isn't Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's gone too, right? So
he's still on there.
I think he's hurt.
Yeah. I heard rumors that the Suns are very interested in him today too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would be a little worried right now, but then again, it's too early in the season still. I mean, we're still kind of like in the early weeks, maybe a couple months into the season. So, but yeah, like you're right, Kyle. Like you did say that, you know, you pinpointed that like with him shooting at a high clip, I mean, it does kind of space out the floor. And if he's struggling, I mean, who is the other options? It can't be Capella because he can't shoot worth anything. He's a center. I mean, Murray, he can shoot, but it's not like he's not known for his shooting. He's known for his, you know, his mid range, his, you know, close range shots. So, yeah, I mean, I would be worried a little bit, but I wouldn't be as worried for longevity.
Trey has not been good to start the year. 39% from the field, 30% from three. He needs to shoot better. It's still early to call this season a bust. So we'll see.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not calling the season a bust by any means. I'm a Hawks fan. Like, literally last time we spoke, they were the 3rd seed in the East. So by all means, I'm not calling the season a bust. Right now it's early on this season. He could just be in a slump. I was just saying it does affect their offense, you know, when he's not shooting well.
Yeah, because I mean, I watched the Hawks as well. So, I mean, I'm a Celtics fan through and through, but I pay attention to the Hawks. Yeah, so I pay attention to them, and I see kind of the areas where they definitely need to improve. And you know, I wouldn't mind seeing them in the finals, but
I wouldn't either.
I just don't think the way that they're currently constituted, and they're so Trey Young centric, and then Trey Young in the playoffs, good teams know how to defend him, and that kind of kills their momentum. And even looking at the standings right now, because I think Dylan's right. When we last met last week, I think the Hawks were the 3 seed. Now they're the 6, and like Toronto's gaining on them to become the new 6, and then Atlanta could end up below the into the play-in line. But you know, it's still too early to really worry about standings right now. But
yeah, I want
to watch though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Toronto pulls up Ron Harper Jr. Man, he's going off in the G League right now. So he's another breakout player that can, you know, get into the. Because I got drafted by Toronto, so I went to Rutgers. So I wouldn't be surprised if they add him to the roster.
I mean, Toronto's an interesting team because Toronto doesn't really play with a center, Like their whole lineup is like 6'9" to
Yeah, like as soon after they shipped away Ibaka, it's like they've always been just, like that Pascal Siakam and
yeah.
and like I don't know and Valanciunas too, they had him too.
Yeah, they moved him. So
But other than that,
Yeah.
it's like
They had
Scotty
Valen-
Barnes and Siakam.
OG Anunoby's been playing pretty decent this season for him. I
Yes.
will say.
Yeah.
He's averaging I think he's averaging like 19 points, 6 rebounds, couple assists a night. So that's not bad.
Yeah.
Of course,
They
they still got that my boy Freddie VanVleet there too.
Oh yeah, Fred Van
Yeah.
Drake-
He's the one who doesn't match the like 6'6" to 6'9".
Drake's son.
I guess before I get to my next one, have you seen? Because it just made me think of this. The Dwight Howard stuff in Taiwan.
Yeah,
He's been going off.
he's been like shooting threes. Like
None of these shots he would take in the NBA.
no,
He sent him to
he
Taiwan.
he has attempted a couple shots and threes and on the Lakers and here and there, but it's like very few. But like he's just throwing up like Hail Marys, man, and it's like he'd be benched if he's in the NBA right now.
Well, a lot of times he only shot those when the game was like out of hand.
And he was dominating. He dominated what like high school players were. So it's like
Yeah.
he's like a monster among men. He's like Braun Strowman in that on the court. Like it's not even fair, man.
I mean, they love him over there. So
Oh
hey,
yeah.
do what you gotta do.
Man. I would just stay over there if I was him. Like, he's not going to get a lot of NBA minutes if he does come back.
Right.
So it's like, why not? If you're dominating it there, you're killing it. Everyone loves you. Why not stay? Be the hero of Taiwan.
Would I be opposed if it does worst case comes to worst? Would I be opposed of him going to the Nets with the centerpiece or like?
No.
I mean, I don't know why Brooklyn didn't look into it, knowing full well they had issues at the center position. I mean,
it's something they could do.
Though.
I mean, Brooklyn got a lot of those veteran free agents last year. You got like LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, different players like that wanted to go to the Nets. So, I mean, maybe Dwight Howard could be one of those guys. Like, if the Nets do get desperate, they'll definitely call him. And Dwight Howard seemed like very desperate to get back in the league. So, I don't think that's something he would hate playing with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving.
That'd be something. Like he's not in his prime. He's past his prime a little bit. I don't. He's still going. He's dominating overseas, but. That's another thing to look for. Like,
it wouldn't put them over the top or anything, but
but it'll help them like solidify that.
It'd be definitely nice, even if he could just get you like 8-8, 7-7. That's still a lot that the Nets don't really have.
Right, he fills a need. I
Right.
mean, that's all you're really looking to do. All
And
right,
you can get him for cheap.
exactly. And we know Brooklyn's probably not looking to give out big money right now, probably until they get out from Kyrie's contract. All right, Brett says Brooklyn needs more size in the middle. Claxton, Simmons, and Versatile get. Yeah, you don't want Simmons playing down low too often, at least defensively. You'd rather him be on the perimeter.
You get eat up by bigger guys like Jokic,
Yeah,
AD. Those guys that can muscle them because they have bigger frames, bigger size. You don't want Simmons down there with them.
yeah. All right,
Good.
so
He's good if you got. Oh, my bad. I was about to say he's
No,
good
go
if you
ahead.
have those guys out on the perimeter. I'm saying if you have Simmons covering those guys out on the perimeter, it's probably a decent matchup. But once you get to the inside, it's not favorable at all.
Yeah, he's only forced to play down there. But my next one. Am I tripping to think that the Bulls might have to blow it up? I just think this experiment with Zach LaVine, DeRozan, Vucevic,
Yeah, they gotta.
it's just not going to work.
They gotta blow
Just
it up.
blow it up,
They
start it over.
they gotta put some C4 in that place and just blow it up, man. They gotta change it up, man. I think the domino effect was Lonzo Ball. He was supposed to be that, their solidified point guard with Caruso. He got hurt. Don't know when he's coming back. LaVine. I'm not hating on LaVine at all. Like LaVine's been a good player, good shooter, good dunker, good slasher. DeRozan has done his thing, and last year he was going off. Last year, Caruso's doing his thing. I know I miss it. Me and Freddie. I know we miss him on the Lakers, but then who made a comment? Wasn't it Drummond who made a comment?
Well, yeah,
Drummond
Drummond's saying
Drummond
he
made it
should be
seem like,
starting basically over
Yeah,
Vucevic.
because Vucevic is they're not winning any games without Vucevic, so why not put Drummond in? And I don't know if that would help the record, but I don't know. They need to blow it up.
All right, so Brett, just to let you know, I'm saying that they should blow it up. Are you saying that they shouldn't? Because then you're saying like this team isn't good enough as constructed. So let me know that one. But yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
true.
guess Dylan, do you think I'm tripping and saying that they should blow it up?
I'm not gonna say you're tripping, but I'm not gonna say they should as of now. They're 7-10. I would say wait till the All-Star break. We're a little bit closer to there and see what the record is looking like. I agree, it's not really a great constructed team per se, but I mean they did just beat the Celtics yesterday. They just shut out their 9-game winning streak, and they beat them pretty comfortably by like 18 points or something like that. So,
Mhm.
I mean, that's a good sign for Bulls fans seeing them beat a team that was again like on a 9-game win streak. But it's really hard to tell.
Sorry, man.
I mean, I'm not even sure what trade value you would get. Who would you want to move? Would it be DeRozan? Would it be Levine? Would you move Vucevic and see if you could try to get, maybe talk with the Suns and work out an Ayton trade or something along those lines? I mean, who knows what they're going to do, but like, depends on who they trade. I imagine you'd want to remove DeRozan.
Mm-hmm.
Levine's a younger star. You might want to keep him, but yeah, I would say wait closer to the deadline. And if they're looking still bad or they're like maybe on the bubble, I think, yeah, you should probably blow it up, get some picks and, try to rebuild some pieces in the draft around like Levine and some of the other young stars you have, like Desumu or something like that.
Yeah.
And in terms of the Bulls, should we start putting Lonzo Ball in the category of
Street
AD,
clothes.
Kawhi, guys like that who it just seems like injuries might just be a part of their career?
I wouldn't necessarily say that because with people like AD and Kawhi, they've actually have some like, sorry to say it, they have some awards, they have some merits to it. Kawhi has some defensive players championships. AD has the same as well. But when you look at someone like Lonzo, he doesn't have really those accolades. I wouldn't necessarily say call him a bust because he's had some decent seasons, but he hasn't lived up to his hype. I mean, again, like with people like with Anthony Davis and other things like that, they've at least won some awards. They've been looked at as pretty dominant players in their position at the time. You haven't looked at Lonzo Ball and goes, he's probably one of the top point guards in the league. Nobody's said that, but with like those other players you have. So I wouldn't necessarily put him in those range. I would just say he's a young star who's riddled with injuries. He's never really got there.
I mean, the Bulls have never been. The Bulls have never been great. Post the Jordan era, they've always been
No,
Jordan.
they had some good Rose years.
Some good. I mean, some good like these past couple of years, but it's just like they're always in the bottom tier. I mean, I think they're feeling this year if they get lucky, maybe a playing team. Other than that, I don't see any more higher ceiling than that. Maybe a first round exit at best.
Yeah, I'm not even sure with Lonzo
I'm not
on the
even
team
hitting
how
on
much better you
Levine at all.
get.
Like, I like Levine. I like his athleticism. I like his shooting. I like his his swagger. But I mean, would you put Lonzo in street clothes category, Kyle, or would you just? He hasn't really played. He didn't play all
The thing
year.
with him is just his whole career is always injuries. It's like,
Yeah.
man, like Lonzo Ball's not playing. It's like, really? Like, but when he does play, like you hear him like doing good. Like when he played on the Lakers, wasn't him and LeBron like the first pair of teammates in a while to both have triple doubles together. Like he's played good. He's had good times and stuff like that. But it's just like, has he played a full season? Like actually?
No,
I don't think so.
Exactly. Like I can like look up his like stats, not stats, but like his like game logs, and I'm pretty sure he hasn't. So like that just sucks because he's played well. Like he's shown flashes. Like he's always got kind of a lot of hype, especially with LeVar Ball being his dad and all the just hype the Ball family got. Period. But like he definitely hasn't lived up to it for sure, just because of injuries.
Like even LaMelo Ball, he's had some injury problems. His brother and on the Hornets has some injury problems too. So I mean, I think this runs in the family right now. And
Yeah,
the injury bug.
the most games Alonso's played in his career is in a season is 63. So
I was
I
about to
mean,
say it
like,
had to be like 60 games. Okay.
yeah, and but even and then the before that is 55. So it's not like he's playing a lot. He's only played 35 with this Bulls team, period. And we're 17 games in, so make that what 52 he hasn't played. So
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
Well, it looks like Brett's ready to put him in street clothes, and I think maybe like another year or two, or if it's injury laden, then I'd probably put him in the street
I
clothes.
mean, is he going to be 100% out for the season? Like, is there like no chance he's
I
coming
don't.
back?
I feel like we don't even know.
There's no timetable for his injury return. So I'd say after this year, I'd say put him in street clothes. Man, forget about 2-3 years. I'd say after this year.
Well, I'll say like a year or two. If it's another year like this, then yeah, I'd probably put him in street clothes category.
I mean, I'll probably say after this year because he hasn't played all last year, probably like half the year. Or did he play all last year?
He played 35 games.
Yeah, that's street clothes right there. I mean, look at Kawhi. He didn't play all season last year. Like, he's out now. I mean, I think he's back now, but
I think Kawhi's situation is more like,
but
they want to push him so early and not have him later in the season.
But Black Dylan said like Kawhi, AD, they had like accolades to their names. Lonzo doesn't really have those awards yet. And it sucks. It's like that. It's like D Rose, like when he was on Chicago. Like he could have got MVP that year. He got hurt. It's just sad, man. So
yeah,
I'm not comparing D Rose to Lonzo at all. I'm just saying how like
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And even again with like Lonzo, it's like it doesn't even have to be so much that he doesn't have those awards, but it's like he's had good, like I would say he's had decent seasons when he's played there. He's not looked at as a big point scorer, I would say, but like he's played decent. He showed games where he's played really well. He's had stretches. Like, was it last year or the year he played with the Pelicans? Wasn't he like, well, it was last year. It was when he played with the Bulls. He shot 42% from three. So like he was shooting really good. That was his best 3-point year of his whole entire career. Like he was leading the NBA in 3-point percentage at one point. And I was kind of like, whoa, that's a little bit crazy. But like, he really hasn't been like consistently good. He hasn't kind of been like breakout candidate of the year or anything like that. He's kind of just looked like, well, if he plays, like he might be decent, if he can get hot. But if he's injured, then.
Okay. Now I have kind of a secondary. Am I tripping off of Lonzo Ball? Okay, so fun fact here: when Lonzo Ball was draft eligible, I made this comment on Facebook when I think draft night, and I basically said like Lonzo overrated, and I got a lot of pushback from people on Facebook. Well, that's Facebook, so whatever. So am I tripping to say that all this hype that's been around the Ball brothers, you could kind of say because of the hype, they're all a little bit overrated. Or they haven't lived up to the hype. I guess I'll phrase it that way.
I would say yes outside of LaMelo. LaMelo won Rookie of the Year last year,
I still say Anthony Edwards should have won it, but
fair, but I mean he did. He still got the award, and this is what. So I mean, his third season, second season. So his third season. So I mean, he hasn't really played much in the second season. Oh, his third season, he had a really great second season. He made it an All-Star appearance last year. So I wouldn't say LaMelo yet. I'd say hold off on him. He got a second-year All-Star, so that by all means, I'm not going to hate on that. And he hasn't played this year outside of like a couple games until he re-injured his ankle. So,
okay.
But with Lonzo and Leandro, Ben Simmons just dunked the ball. But with Lonzo and LiAngelo, yeah, especially with I mean, I wouldn't even say the other one, for example. LiAngelo never really made the league. He just kind of got hyped and then got kicked out of school for stealing. But
sunglasses.
with Lonzo, yeah, I mean, he was the second overall pick,
Yeah.
LeVar kind of hyped him up a little too crazy. He was the first one who was draft eligible, so.
Yeah. He was supposed to be Steph Curry, remember?
Oh, yeah. He's supposed to be better than Steph Curry.
Right. All right. Jordan, you think the Ball brother hype is that they've lived up to it or not?
No. And at first when LeVar came in, like the media, I didn't really like LeVar. But like as as a like you didn't or you did.
I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. He got into the WWE, the little LeVar walk to the ring.
I
Hated that
forgot
too.
all about that. Now that you
But
said that, I remember that's like legitimately a thing that he went to the WWE with Lonzo and like took off his shirt and everything like that. Like,
Hated
yeah,
all of it.
I mean, but I see like, I mean, I know,
that wasn't that like his only appearance too? Did he not like appear after
yeah,
that? Like I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
sure they were supposed to run something with him, and then they're kind of
yeah,
just like, ooh.
right. Like, I mean, I mean, I know I'm not a father, but I know that from like that perspective, though. I mean, I see what he's trying to do. You know,
Mhm.
build his kids up. You know, the brand up, that big baller brand. But they haven't
Triple
really.
B's.
Well, I mean, none of them
Triple
even play.
B's, man.
None of them even play in the shoes.
But
Nobody played in the Zoes.
Yeah.
yeah, I just they had a lot to the hype. I mean, I know injury is a part of that, but I mean, as a Lakers fan, I watched that press conference when Lonzo Ball got drafted to. I mean, to the Lakers, and like Magic was like, "Hey,
LeVar
look at these
suckered
banners. Look at
Magic
these."
Johnson into taking him.
Yeah.
He was like, "Look at these banners, Lonzo. I want you to, have your name in the rafters." I saw that press conference, and look, he's. I mean, yeah, like Dylan said, he had a couple games where he showed out, but they haven't lived up to the hype. LiAngelo Ball is within Lithuania, stealing and making ruckus and stuff, and
Well,
you
he's in
know,
Charlotte. He's in Charlotte's system. Charlotte just doesn't want to put him on the roster.
yeah, he's on the G League, right? In the G
Yeah.
League,
I
I
think
mean,
that's
Probably
his.
best for him.
I
That's
think
his lot.
LiAngelo is like, it's a hot take. I think LiAngelo's
He's gonna be the Andre Ingram. He's gonna be like 40 years old, and Charlotte's gonna call him up like for like a playoff
oh
series.
man, oh yeah,
No, LiAngelo is definitely the least talented.
yeah.
I've seen enough of him.
Man, he looked like he was supposed to be like the most talented too, like with his frame and his size. Like,
Right.
well, that's what they said. They said he was the most talented and everything like that growing up. But like,
But LeVar said himself that LaMelo is the best one. I mean, he basically said that like several times. And, I mean, he's kind of right, but
yeah, for sure. Because it looked like even when they got all their hype and stuff like that. I mean, you just saw like LaMelo in the gym a lot. Like you'd see clips of him dunking on people in like open gyms and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, this comment is now for Jordan and Freddie, if he was paying attention. Remember who was drafted? The pick after Lonzo Ball.
Jason Tatum.
Exactly. You could have had Jason Tatum. And you went for the Instagram star Lonzo
You
Ball.
think about it. The Celtics pulled such a beautiful move because they were like, yeah, we were going to take Tatum at number 1 if we couldn't get a trade offer.
Yeah. I mean, Philly fans, too. Y'all aren't out of the woodworks because y'all took Markelle Fultz. And
that was crazy. The Celtics were like, yeah, we were going to take Tatum number 1.
Yeah, imagine
made
if
you
the
guys
Lakers
trade up and take those spots just for a player we weren't even going to fucking pay.
Imagine if LA took Tatum, man. I would have been.
That would have been crazy.
I would have been.
What
so
would
happy.
happen with Jaylen Brown? Oh, man.
Did
The
he-
Celtics team would have been crazy. Kyle.
Man.
yeah. So think about that when we're off the show. We could have been rooting for Jason Tatum.
Man, Freddie's not gonna like that comment, man.
It's all right. It is what it is.
Man.
Bro, I
I-
imagine the Celtics would have took like Josh Jackson at number 4, like number 3 if that happened. You know, if Tatum went like 1 or 2.
I think they actually might have taken Josh Jackson because I think Danny Ainge liked him, but he didn't like him. Like Jason
Tatum, Tatum was in Lonzo's draft class, right? It was
Yeah,
Tatum,
2017.
Lonzo.
It was
Tatum, Lonzo, De'Aaron Fox, Jonathan Isaac, Laurie
I always said
Markkinen.
De'Aaron Fox was better than Lonzo Ball. I don't know why the Lakers didn't take De'Aaron Fox if they wanted a point guard.
Man, imagine having De'Aaron Fox on that team. Ooh,
Oh,
that would have been
man.
nice too.
De'Aaron Fox and Tatum, man. Oh man.
No, you only had one of them.
Man, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell was there at 13. You know, OG
What
and
pick did we have? Like, what pick did we have for
You had
Lakers?
the
2.
second pick.
The second pick.
I told
Thanks,
you.
LeVar.
I told
Thanks,
you.
LeVar.
Magic went for the Instagram star and Lonzo Ball.
Well, I guess he had the most. I mean, other than Tatum that year, he had the most like I want to say prolific college career, but you see LA, but he kind of like
Even Dylan
He
Brooks went
wasn't even.
45.
I watch UCLA games. Lonzo wasn't that impressive.
Like even the tournament, I would give him props. Like he wasn't
yeah.
even like horrible. He was like kind of like fun to watch during the
He
tournament.
wasn't
But like,
number 2 pick worthy for
no,
sure.
no, for
No.
sure. De'Aaron Fox
Now that I
outplayed him in
know
that
who
tournament,
else is
didn't
in the
he?
draft class, I mean Tatum would have been better, but he was still raw like at a Duke. I mean, even though Duke, he's way better than Lonzo, but who knows what
Well,
if how
I
Tatum
don't
would have
think
played.
Magic wanted a wing. I think he wanted a point guard. My whole thing was Fox was right there. Fox was playing in the backyard at where'd Fox go to school?
He went to Kentucky.
Okay, so he wasn't really in the backyard, but I mean Lonzo Ball was in their backyard, but De'Aaron Fox was at Kentucky. Kentucky's always on TV. We all knew about De'Aaron Fox, and for some reason, they wanted the ball. I mean Donovan Mitchell. I'm not mad at them for passing up on him. I mean Donovan Mitchell went to Marquette. He was
Donovan Mitchell went to
decent at Marquette.
Louisville.
Who am I thinking of at Marquette then?
Dwayne Wade.
No. No, I feel like there's somebody recently who went to Marquette. That's for some reason I thought it was Donovan Mitchell.
Not anybody who went in the first round in that
Okay.
draft class.
So yeah, Louisville. My fault. I had the wrong school. But yeah, I mean Mitchell at Louisville. I don't think he was that big of a deal at Louisville that I'd be like, oh, Lakers, you could have had him. I think Mitchell kind of went in the area he was supposed to go. But the De'Aaron Fox one is definitely one that, they should have pulled the trigger on him instead of Ball.
Man, just imagine being Charlotte at 11 and taking Malik Monk over like Donovan Mitchell now.
Malik Monk, he was nice at Kentucky.
Or like the Kings. Imagine if they took they got De'Aaron Fox pick right. They got the De'Aaron Fox pick right, but imagine if they passed on like Zach Collins and took like Bam Adebayo and kept that pick.
I mean, the draft is a crapshoot. I mean, you look at the Hawks. They once took Sheldon Williams over. Was that the Chris Paul draft, or was that Marvin Williams that took over Chris Paul? One of the Williams that took over Chris Paul.
Probably Marvin.
Yeah, and that's been the bane of their existence for years. Because Marvin Williams was a 6th man at UNC, and they drafted him in the top 5. Why, I don't know, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can pose this question in the next episode of the podcast, but we should do our research and think about what the best draft class was. Was it?
I mean, I could probably answer that right now.
Are you thinking the LeBron draft class?
I was thinking
84 wasn't bad.
Well, I'm talking about not old draft.
I'm talking about
more recent.
Like the last 10 years? Like last 10?
I feel that LeBron.
Well,
talent-wise.
I feel like you'd have to go past that draft class because everybody's going to pick that one. Because that one.
Well, if we're talking about the last 10 draft classes?
Yeah, I'm saying we can do that for another episode. And there'll be other topics to go through. But that's a good topic. I mean, also,
some draft classes have been brutal. So
yeah, I know my cousin brought up a topic for my show, but I guess we can talk about it. Is there was an article that was on Facebook that saying that someone didn't name LeBron in the top 20, and that's crazy. I gotta see that article. I don't know who's on his list.
That's what I'm saying. I'd have to see the top 20 because to go 20 names and not put LeBron, there's probably some wild names in the top 20. Yeah, if you pull that up, I gotta hear this top 20 list. But yeah, Brett said 96 was a stack draft too. Kobe and AI.
Yeah, Kobe AI.
So a report came out in the 9th. Let me see. I gotta find
his rookie year they're talking about.
Yeah, I gotta, because I've never heard anybody put LeBron outside of the top 20.
Well, I think they said the article says
I've heard people say put him out of the top 5, but
right, and I can listen to that argument.
Yeah, it's like a little while, but it's you probably got some close feelings to some of those players, and it's understandable. Yeah. But top 20, it's you can name 19 players that have a better career than like LeBron. Like I know he's not favorable, and I know his finals record isn't 100% favorable, but like 20 other players better than LeBron.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well.
Yeah, I'm looking at it up. I saw Chris Bouchard, but he said that LeBron James is not top 10 player in the league anymore.
Oh, he's not top 10 anymore.
There was no list though. Like, but I don't know. My cousin said there was an article saying that some guy said he's not in top 20. So, but I gotta find that.
That's probably why you can't find it. He probably got cyberbullied too much and had to take it down.
Could I name 10 guys in the league right now better than LeBron?
Better than LeBron. Yeah, I mean maybe you got to think. I would say Giannis.
I'd be able to. Yeah.
I'd say Giannis. I'd say Embiid. I'd say Jokic.
Okay.
So that's 3. I'd say Curry.
Okay. Tatum.
Okay, yeah, I'd say Tatum 5.
But y'all putting him over LeBron right now?
We're trying to see because you said he's not top 10 like today in the game.
Oh yeah.
So I'll say
like in the article.
Way to name.
Yeah, we were seeing if there's a way to name 10 guys better than LeBron right now.
In this particular, he said.
Would you say Kevin Durant is better than LeBron?
Right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's.
Luka.
LeBron posted his highest game total at 30.3 since he won his scoring title back in 2008. So, through 9 games this year, Lakers started averaging 24.3 points, 8.9 rebounds, 7.1 assists. But he did put
it wasn't giving them wins, so you kind of get
the only difference is now that the Lakers
Kawhi. Would you say Kawhi's better than? I guess Kawhi.
He said guys like Giannis, Luka, Nikola Jokic, and jumped in his prime. But there's no list. Like I don't see a freaking list of players like that.
Dylan and I have come up with 7 that are better than him right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you could say I had a top 10. I'm just thinking. I'm looking at players' stats. I'm just looking at names like.
No matter if LeBron's hurt or not. He had to put him in the.
Would you go Harden? I probably wouldn't.
I wouldn't put him.
Not this.
I'm not sure if I put him John Morant or Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell. Like they're playing great this season. Shea Gilgeous this season. Shea Gilgeous this season.
I would put SGA this year.
Yes. Are you putting Brown over LeBron?
Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I could make the argument, yes. But I might put Jaylen Brown at like 11, 12, and then LeBron maybe if it came down to that, then LeBron probably be like a 13 or something.
Benedict Mathurin.
But I think the list. Kidding. I think the list. I gotta ask my cousin about it. I think it was like all time 20.
Oh,
not like this season though, but like I gotta look this up. Maybe the article I can't find it.
There's so many great legends.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. If I saw the list of 20,
yeah,
because there's a lot of old players that some people don't really count. So if this person was throwing in Jerry West of the world and Bob McAdoo's type like that, sure, maybe it might be crazy to look at the list, but I'm intrigued. I would want to see that top 20. I'd put Ja over him if we were talking about. Yeah, we were just talking about this year strictly. Yes, I have him around 10 at the moment, and I'm not mad at that.
Right. And I'd put Ja over, like Ja.
Yeah,
Ja. I said like Ja, Donovan Mitchell, like those guys are kind of playing pretty well right now.
Okay, so then Brett says he has LeBron number 2 behind MJ all time. I think yes.
Fair enough. That's like a lot of people. It's either you have them 1 or you have them 2.
The ones who have them 1 would be wrong.
Fair enough.
I have to get back on that article, but I can't find it. I think my cousin saw it and wanted me to bring it up for a topic, but I gotta look.
We can work that in for next week. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's do one more. Am I tripping? Okay. Am I tripping to think that with the young talent that the Pistons have, they should not be the worst team in the East right now?
Mm, nah, I mean, it's a very young team. A lot of these guys haven't played basketball with each other before. There's going to be some growing pains. Cade Cunningham hasn't been playing the
Mm-hmm.
whole time either, has he?
No, he's missed some games here and there.
So that doesn't make it even better. Like, I mean, he's going to be one of their biggest playmakers and stuff like that. Of course, you have Jaden Ivey, but also at the same time, Jaden Ivey's a rookie. No, I mean, you would expect them to be a lot more interesting or a lot more better per se, but I think them being one of the lesser teams isn't anything that's crazy. Maybe when Cade comes back and they start playing a lot better, sure. But if you look at a lot of these teams, a lot of teams nowadays are kind of deep. I mean, if I'm looking at like just teams right now, I'd expect probably like the Magic, the Pistons, the Hornets, the Spurs, and the Rockets to be like some of the lesser teams. So the Pistons being in that group of 5 at the bottom doesn't really shock me or anything like that. So yeah, no, I think when Cade comes back, they'll get more of a flow. They'll get like the actual offensive system. They'll want to run properly. The guys can get comfortable in like more of the position they'll play, more of like the role they'll play, more of the minutes they'll play and stuff like that. And they'll win some games. So not right now. I feel like they just need to get healthy and kind of get everybody on the same page.
Okay. Also, throw the Hornets in that pile of teams that need to blow it up.
What are they going to blow up outside of LaMelo? Who else do they have? I mean, you could trade Gordon Hayward.
Terry
Who wants that
Rozier.
contract? Yeah,
Terry
I think
Rozier,
I think you could get some stuff for Rozier. I think Rozier is one of those guys who's going to be like something fun to have.
I mean, it's surprising. Another surprising thing I see down at the Magic. I mean, they got Boncaro. They have
I expected the Magic to
Cole
be down
Anthony, but they got so much talent in the team. Like they got Boncaro.
Man, I hate the Magic. I hate the Magic. Like, I want to like the Magic so much, but like, I like Jalen Suggs. I watched like all of Jalen Suggs' like career. Like, even when he was playing football, I was like, where is he gonna go? And I liked his career. Like, I liked Cole Anthony a lot too. I liked UNC fan, so I like Cole Anthony a lot. Come on. RJ Hampton. I liked RJ Hampton a lot. I like Jonathan Isaac a lot. I like Wendell Carter. Like, I'm iffy on Banchero. I didn't like some of the offseason and stuff, especially being a Hawks fan. Him and DeJounte Murray got into it. So
that was just some.
I gotta rep my boys. Gotta rep my boys. Go DeJounte. But
I gotta rep Boncaro, man, Duke baby.
So I've always said, you can't draft every Duke guy, but Banchero is one of the Duke guys you had to draft.
Yeah. I don't have anything wrong with him going number 1. A lot of my mock drafts going into the draft had Jabari Smith at 1, but then I kind of was like, I can see why Banchero's going 1. I think he's probably better. He played at nothing against Auburn. Auburn's been really good in basketball, but Coach K,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I hate the Magic. They have so much good talent. I just want to see like their guards be good, and they kind of have a log jam. Like, I don't like teams that have a bunch of young guards on the team because it's like, man, just have 2 and let them play.
Yeah. How about to say the Magic are another team that's very close to me saying they need to move some of these pieces because one, I don't understand why Terrence Ross is still there.
Yeah, why haven't like the Lakers? Yeah, why haven't the Lakers traded for someone like RJ Hampton? He probably could not have to like get him for a lot. The
Lakers should call Orlando or call Charlotte. I would say if they could get Terry Rozier, he would fix some issues they have.
What about like a Hayward?
I'm not sure you can afford him. That contract's too big. Not unless you get Westbrook in it, but
I don't know if you want to add Hayward.
Yeah, you don't want to add. Yeah, you don't want to add someone who's like. You don't want to add your third piece who's going to like try to help you guys out. Also, be someone who's known to have like a lot of injuries. That's kind of just like a smell for disaster. Because what happens if like AD and Gordon Hayward are out, or LeBron and Hayward are out, or Davis and LeBron are out? Like, Gordon Hayward isn't leading that team. I'm sorry.
A healthy Hayward, yes, he would be a great fit on the Lakers. But current state, yeah, you can't make that risk. I would just say like a Rozier on Charlotte, and then Orlando. You could pick any one of their guards because, like I said, they have Terrence Ross, who's a really good shooter, probably a guy the Lakers should be looking at. Hampton, you could probably get Hampton because I don't think Hampton, when you have Cole Anthony there, it feels like Hampton is playing
And
behind.
Fultz. I forgot Markel Fultz is there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So you can get one of those guards out of Orlando as well.
I hate Orlando.
Yeah. Orlando's going to perpetually be that team where they're like, oh, they're 2 years away. And then it's going to be like 2 years. And they'll be like, they're 2 years away. And it's just like,
they should be good now. They should be good now. Like, look at
should,
their roster.
yes.
Like, Jonathan Isaac is such, like, just, it's a sad story. I like Jonathan Isaac a lot. And, like, he was a player, like, I was really high on. And, like, he just keeps getting injured. Man, like, he should have been a lot better. Defensively, he could, like, that Magic team was good and he was healthy and played, like, defensive player of the year candidate, in my opinion. He could have been.
Yeah. All right.
Ben Simmons just missed a layup, but then got the rebound and put it back.
And now, though, everything's right in the world. He's missing layups. I'm gonna get Brett. Banchero's running.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he's been playing like the most consistent, but also he's been playing the best. Like you have some other players who've been playing good, like Keegan Murray's been doing decent. Like Mathurin, like I said earlier, has been playing pretty well. But like,
yeah, Brett kind of hit on the nail. Like, I mean,
that second sentence is where I agree with.
Give him a few years,
properly build around him.
Yeah, I definitely give him for years to develop. Obviously, it's his first year plan. But I mean, I just don't like. That's how. I mean, obviously, players like they don't have the say in where they go. They get drafted by, the owners have that part and that say. Mm-hmm. But I mean, yeah, I just don't trust like Brett. I don't trust the Magic organization to build around him because, they haven't really been known to do that in years prior. They've always been that bottom tier team. They've always been that. It's been Chicago, Charlotte. Well, Chicago last year they kind of had that run. But with DeRozan, but it's just like the Magic. They've always been like that bottom tier. The Pacers, on the Knicks. That where, I mean, Banchero's a good player, and I don't want him to have his talent wasted on a crappy team. It's not fair for him. So, but Brett said, give him a couple years, like for him to develop, and maybe get another superstar or two superstars with him to play and see what happens. I just don't trust that they're going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Magic's like past history, I'm just looking at their draft history. I mean, let's look at like we'll go like Franz Wagner, who's been playing well this season.
Yeah,
so like, I
like that pick.
But you look at Jalen Suggs, he's been
Yeah, I like he's all right from something.
Yeah. Cole Anthony, probably a good 6-man. Then you got like Shumo Kiki, hasn't been great. Mo Bamba, not really that great. Jonathan Isaac, injuries. Aaron Gordon he played okay at the Magic, but kind of did better when he left. Victor Oladipo did better when he left, when he was on the Pacers. Like, you just see all these like talented players, and they did better when they were off the Magic, like, or they're just not doing good now.
Didn't they have like DJ Augustine or something like that?
Yep. Yeah, they had that weird roster.
Jordy
that would
Nelson
make, like,
or something like that.
Jameer Nelson, yeah, they'd make it They make it like the 8th, 7th, like 6th seed, and like losing round one. Get a game on somebody, and it's like, oh,
like the best player they have is probably Dwight Howard. Yeah. Prime Dwight Howard.
I mean, T-Man.
And then they had Shaq.
Yeah, and Shaq. Yeah, Shaq too.
But, I mean, I'm saying it's like recently, like Dwight Howard. That's all they probably.
Best. Ben Simmons missed a free throw, and the fans started cheering.
But.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that does to him mentally now.
It was on a flagrant, though. Oh, he hit the second one, though.
Oh.
But, the Magic, I was saying, like, you look at their past history, and it's like
Ben's going to have a knee.
Last 6-7 years, like, they haven't been able to just make their talent, the people they do draft, be good. It's like they have had these high picks. You would hope that one of them would turn into this big superstar for him, and it just hasn't. Yeah. That Chuma Kiki pick was like a massive bust. I'm sorry, he has not played. He's been injured, of course, but like he hasn't been good when he has played. So,
yeah, teams like Orlando, if you have to like pick a path and stick to it, because a lot of teams, if you are drafting in the top 5 year after year after year, at a certain point, you deal that talent away to bring in a star. Orlando hasn't done that. Then, if you're not going to do that, then you have to hit on all these picks, and then do like a Golden State thing where they drafted Clay, Steph, Draymond and those guys, and then they grow together and become good. Orlando hasn't done that either, and now because of that, they're kind of stuck where they are. And Houston is kind of headed down that way as well, but
Oh,
I think Houston is still
Yeah, I saw that.
in the asset, acquiring business. So,
uh,
I mean, if Utah could turn it around in one off season and brought in players and they're playing well, what's Orlando's deal?
Yeah. We also got to see if that Utah team just holds up and they're just not catching the league by storm and everyone's just starting off kind of slow. But also, yeah, that Orlando team could be good, like with people like Wagner playing better, you want Sugg, you want Anthony, you want all those younger guys to play better, and hopefully Isaac comes back. Wendell Carter's not been playing bad. They have the pieces. Like one of those two guys just need to hit or play above average, and you can get a decent 3-4 star free agent there.
Yeah.
A team could be good, but it's just a matter of them developing their talent,
right.
and that's not something they've been able to do.
It's not even a bad division they're in either. The Hawks are probably the best team in that division, but it's not like the Hawks are top 2.
Yeah, they're the 60 right now. They're the 60 right now.
Yeah, Washington in that division. Washington's had their own issues these past few years. You have the Heat. The Heat are usually the class of the division. I said the Hawks, but it's usually the Heat. But the Heat are down this year, right? At least to start the season. So I don't know. Sooner or later, the Magic maybe figure it out. I don't know how long it's going to be, but
nope, not possible.
It's looking that way, to be honest with you.
Until it happens, I won't believe it.
Right. All right. I think we can go NFL now.
Whoop, football.
Yes. And big week for the NFL with Thanksgiving and all that. So that's like NFL Christmas. Actually, I think the NFL plays on Christmas this year.
Christmas Eve.
Okay.
The Seahawks actually playing Kansas City, so it's gonna be really close.
That's gonna be interesting. NFL Christmas Eve, NBA
I might go
Christmas Day. All right. So we're gonna do a Week 11 review. So obviously, thumbs up, thumbs down. Where should I start? All right, let's start with the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears should seriously consider sitting Fields the rest of the season. So thumbs up.
He's going to be their quarterback.
Well,
Chase Dan.
yeah.
Who is their quarterback? No, he's on the Chargers.
Who's their backup?
I'm looking it up.
Nah, thumbs down. They should keep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say something. I'm just gonna say if it's not a serious injury, if it requires surgery, yeah.
Wait, is he hurt?
Yeah.
Hurt? Phil?
Yeah, he has a shoulder injury.
It's his non-throwing shoulder, but it's still an issue.
Trevor Siemian, who is the backup. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say thumbs down. I think you keep playing Fields. If it's a non-serious injury that he could be out 1-2 weeks for, then yeah, sit him out, let him recover. Even if you have to keep him out a third week to make sure he's 100% fine, yeah, do that. But if he can play and he wants to go, he runs the ball a lot. So I don't know. It's not like he's a big passer.
Yeah, I'm
gonna say thumbs down to my own, only because use these weeks as continued growth for Justin Fields' experience and all that.
Make sure he's your guy. He should be your guy. Though.
No, at this point he should have proven that he's the guy. It's just the pieces around him.
Which is good. I would have kind of been upset if the Bears wasted a pick on a quarterback, and it was just sorry, we don't like you, Fields.
They still could because they're the Bears. They just do things just to do things. All right, so my next one. The Washington Commanders will make the playoffs.
I have to look at the remaining schedule. Hold on one second.
And I'll tell you the team that they will replace in the playoff picture. The Giants. I think they fall out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was looking at the playoffs and stuff like that, and it was tough. I made the ESPN has their little playoff predictor out. They do it for every Thanksgiving, and I was messing around with it. Yeah, I had the Commanders being a 10-7 team.
I was about to say I think the Commanders could finish 10-7 this year.
Yeah, I think they can.
I think it's very possible.
They had the Falcons. They play Giants. Looks like back to back.
They can easily win both of those.
Easily, yeah. And then plus with Chase Daniels. Their defensive end coming back. Chase Young. Um, I think his timetable return is soon coming up in a couple weeks, so that can be a big boost on
What?
defense.
Yeah, he's off IR. It's just more of a call on Ron Rivera
Yeah,
when he thinks he's ready.
he said the Giants twice. The only game they could lose, me 2 games they could lose,
They can
is
technically win the
the
next three.
Niners and then Cowboys. That's gonna be a good one
Yes.
too. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see the Giants get knocked out because they're all hype. Oh, they're the best team in the NFC. 7-2, 7-1. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Freddie Henderson. I don't know if you're a Rams fan or a Giants fan, man, but no,
we don't need to get into that.
your Giants are going to get knocked out of the playoffs, sir. So by the Commanders.
Yeah. I've been pretty open saying I think the Giants are probably going to lose out. I mean, outside of that Colts game, I think. I don't know. I said it pretty confidently. They lost Wan'Dale Robinson for the season for an ACL, and then they lose. Then they lose Adoree Jackson, who's their top cornerback. So it's just like you lose your top two skill positions on each side of the ball. So
I like Barkley. Don't get me wrong, but Barkley cannot. He's Barkley's good. Whole offense.
Barkley's good. Barkley's going to have a great season. Barkley's going to look so good for your team, but it's
you're gonna
not going to matter if he's your only option. Yeah,
right.
Like I feel like Daniel Jones
is better than Lamar Jackson.
I feel like Daniel Jones did prove himself to I feel like he should maybe get a contract. Maybe like a 1-2 year contract. Maybe get him a 2 with a player option, something team option, something along those sorts. But I feel like he's kind of shown that maybe you should bring him back, at least draft a quarterback later on or something like that. But yeah, no, I think the Giants are probably going to lose out.
All right. Wait, did Freddie say Daniel? Oh yeah, he did. Was that Sunday he said that or something? Yeah.
Shame on him.
All right, Freddie, the Marcus of the NFL. I see you. All right. So the next
oh man. Air that on that one, brother.
I got you on that one. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Zach Wilson should be replaced as the Jets quarterback.
Garbage. Yeah, he is hot garbage. Yeah.
I'm not going to say
that he's not taking accountability.
Yeah.
For it's just that's what separates the Tom Brady's, the Aaron Rodgers, the veteran QBs. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna lose, take the L to your chin and man up. Babyface Wilson. Looks like a junior in high school. Preppy white boy. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I feel like there's questions about leadership with him coming out of BYU.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously he's still young. I get that. He's my age, 24, 25, around that age. Probably even 23, probably younger than me by a couple years. But I mean, the fact that I heard the players after that game they lost, I think the Patriots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Players were they're saying that Wilson was walking around the locker room he didn't even care. He didn't really, he was saying, "Oh, it was the weather." But Mac Jones was out there too. He was. I mean, I didn't really see the game because I was watching the Ravens game. I was streaming this, but there's no excuses. I mean, yeah, it was cold. Mac Jones was in the same weather. He had even though it was a boring game, it was 3-3. Or now, that was 10-3 now. They had that touchdown, but no really offense on both sides. But Mac Jones had a better game. I mean, there's no excuses. And the fact that he's not taking accountability for how bad he played, he should. And Saleh is backing him as he should as his head coach. But
yeah, he kind of has to.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, how I feel is if the Jets feel confident that they can win with Joe Flacco as their quarterback, yeah. I mean, I feel like you should bench him. I mean, they're 6-4.
Joe has a better arm, of course. Yeah,
they're sitting at 6-4, and they're the 8th seed right now. They're not far from a playoff spot by any means. They're tied. I mean, for 7th, or they're tied for 7th or maybe 6th. I'm not sure, but yeah, I feel like you got to look at that and how he's acting and kind of his time is now.
Why would that quarterback they had Mike James? He's nice too. He had a couple nice games last season.
I'm pretty sure he got really injured.
Or was that his name? The white guy.
I mean,
I know he did. I know the
Mike White.
Or
Yeah,
Mike
pretty
White.
sure.
Yeah, Mike White.
Pretty
yeah.
sure he tore his ACL or something
I mean,
crazy
he had a couple
like
of
that
good
when he
games
played.
last year. Like he had a couple spurts of good games.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if the Jets are like, we want to make the playoffs this season, I feel like you give Zach Wilson one more try, and if he just plays bad next week, the Jets lose that game. They shouldn't. You have to. Man, I feel like a player the Jets should maybe look at is like Jimmy Garoppolo in free agency. His contract's going to be up. I feel like that would. I don't know. I don't feel like they would be keen to draft a quarterback, especially if they have playoff aspirations. And Jimmy could be one of those guys you throw in there, but who knows? I liked Zach Wilson. I thought he was good coming out of college. He was something that interests me, but he was also getting Patrick Mahomes comparisons and stuff like that. People were calling him Mormon Patrick Mahomes, and that was a little bit crazy. Yeah, he hasn't impressed me. I mean, if the Jets want to give up on him, I'm for it. I mean, this is his third season. He really hasn't shown much, and now he has character issues. People are saying he's not taking accountability. It's you have a good roster. You have a good roster, Jets. Brees Hall, you drafted great rookies. You've been drafting smart. I think it might be time to just blow it up with him. Especially, you let him finish out the season maybe, but, if the Jets want to make the playoffs and he's not doing good and he's not taking accountability, bench his ass. That will show him, how bad he is. Maybe he might do a lot. Maybe he'll do a lot better.
Yeah.
I have a player comparison. I was starting to get vibes that Zach Wilson is Jay Cutler.
That's a very good. Yeah.
Jay Cutler was another guy who wasn't really emotional. Didn't really. He gave the perception he was kind of okay with losing, whether they won or lost. He was just cool with it. Yeah. And I think Zach Wilson's kind of going to start getting that reputation.
And that's not good at being in the near media.
He just doesn't smoke.
Yeah. So Brett says issues, he won't take accountability, which is what Jordan said, and admit he was bad and made mistakes. How are you supposed to improve? How are you supposed to improve if you don't admit to your mistakes and work on them?
Right.
Exactly. I mean, if your team, I think I saw a stat that said literally in the second half they averaged 2.86 inches.
Yeah, they got 2 yards in the second half. Yep.
2 yards,
and it's you come out after that game and you're yeah, no, it's not my fault. You couldn't get a yard. You couldn't average a yard a play.
Is
that total passing yards or total rushing yards in total?
Because it's their yards, and then you have to account for sacks as yards.
What happened the whole game? 3.5 the whole game.
Second half, pretty much. It was a lot of 3 and outs for them.
On both sides, or just on the Jets side.
I feel even if you don't score, you kind of have to look at that as yeah, man, it's kind of a little bit my fault.
Yeah.
And it's not even he had to take a lot of accountability. If he was yeah, we just didn't get the offensive going, it was my bad, I just couldn't get the looks, pressured. He didn't even have to so much say it's all my fault, I'm a shitty quarterback. But he could be yeah, the offense didn't work as much. I could put that a little bit on me. I wasn't making the completions I should. I wasn't making the right reads. Stuff like that's simple. Your teammates are going to kind of be at least he acknowledges he didn't do some things right. Let's just kind of move on and get to the next one.
But him just being like a Ben Simmons stat. Ben Simmons.
That's what happened. That's true.
More fouls than points.
Yeah. It's a simple answer. I mean, all you got to say is left plays out on the field. We got to work on it. Very simple.
I mean, do you know what he said, or did the reporter ask?
I don't think anything was specifically said, but it was basically he's not taking accountability. He's probably just walking around, kind of oh well, that happened. Yeah. Oh well. He's probably hey, what are we guys gonna do for dinner? You guys want to go hang out?
And with the issue being, the Jets have a really good defense. And all they really need is a quarterback who could just make some plays, and then they're fine. And the fact that, Zach Wilson just isn't doing that right now. And like you said, Jordan, in the New York market, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Saleh to make the move to Flacco and then at least try that. Now, if Flacco doesn't succeed there, then you have real issues.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure who the third string quarterback is if that happens. So they're going to be – they might –
nobody good enough.
They might lose if that happens. But.
If we're trusting into a third string, it's nobody good enough.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so thumbs up, thumbs down. because there's a report that the Carolina Panthers are going to start good old
No,
Sam.
No, it's not even a report. They are. It's like official. He's been announced QB1.
Well, there you go. So, thumbs up, thumbs down. It's the right decision to start Sam Darnold.
I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say thumbs up, but I'm not gonna necessarily say it's the right decision.
Yeah. I'm gonna do on that one.
I mean, play them all. You know, you're not gonna be good. Baker Mayfield didn't. Maybe I would say he played horribly last week, but they still lost. He didn't have like a great yardage or anything. A normal Baker Mayfield game with the interceptions, but except till the end. But yeah, I mean, PJ Walker, he played, won a game. That was about it. He played bad the rest of the time. Sam Darnold hasn't played this season. You did trade for him. He's kind of looked at as to be one of those hopefully franchise quarterbacks there, and that didn't happen. I feel like if you get Matt Corral back, if you can get him back this year and playing, you throw him in there in the mix too.
I forgot about Matt Corral. He's hurt though. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Just play everybody. See,
is he
something's working.
Is he
play
hurt?
The hot
Is
hand.
he?
Yeah, he's out for the season. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
I think that's the guy they probably wanted to start. It's just that he's just not available.
Especially right now. I don't necessarily. I think he was the guy they wanted to start. I think they probably wanted to go through Mayfield and Darnold and maybe even Walker. But yeah. I think right now, I think the Panthers are we're not going to be good. I wish we could just have Corral on the field to get them growing pains out of the way.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Especially since they spent a third, fourth round pick on him.
I think so. Yeah, it was a mid round pick. Yeah. All right, let's go for one more. Let's make this a good one. All right, so after the Dallas Cowboys dismantled the Minnesota Vikings, should we look at the Dallas Cowboys as maybe the best team in the NFC?
Man, I would still put the Eagles over the over the Cowboys right now.
Actually, let me rephrase that. Second best team. Sorry, second best team in the NFC.
I'm going to say no because I don't like saying that the 49ers are good, but the 49ers look kind of good. I'm not sure if I could confidently, if the Cowboys and Giants Cowboys and 49ers went up against each other right now, I'd be picking the Cowboys. They looked good last week, but I've been open saying that I didn't really believe in the Vikings. I kind of thought they were a little bit of frauds, especially after that Commanders game. And then, Dallas kind of just put it to them. Their offense just didn't click. I mean, Justin Jefferson had 197 receiving yards the week before, and then none practically this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I wouldn't 100% say that. I think the Cowboys are really good, and they're clicking at the right time, especially, too. But I couldn't put the 49ers against them. Cowboys are definitely clicking at the right time, too, with the Eagles kind of struggling as well, too. So that's good. If the Eagles can drop one or two couple games, Cowboys are right in there for that first potential second seed.
Okay. So, Jordan, were you thumbs down on that one, too?
Yeah, I'm thumbs down. I mean, I think that the Eagles still had that top spot, and I think the Cowboys are right behind them. Number two.
He's saying second.
Yeah, I said second, so you would be thumbs up on that.
Oh, thumbs up. So, yeah, I feel like Dallas would be. Giants, like we said, they're going to lose out, I believe, or lose more of their games. So,
yeah, I saw that Tobias did go down holding his ankle.
So now we got another guy who's out.
So, yeah, I do have.
Moss.
For right now, as I would hate to say it, yes, I do agree that Cowboys are number two in the NFC. We'll see after the Thanksgiving break where Odell lands. That's going to be a big. I just don't like Odell signing to a team that has turf, because we all know what turf does. Giants turf.
It's like 85% of the league.
Hopefully
that changes in the next couple of years.
I like to see on the Ravens, but I guess the top two targets are Cowboys and I think Bills. Or Cowboys and
Von Miller keeps saying he's signing with the Bills. Take that.
They don't need Odell though. They have Diggs and Davis. They don't need Odell back.
Man, I just have a weird feeling he's gonna just go to Kansas City, and then I'm just gonna kind of be like, oh, of course.
Mm-hmm. So
I got a weird feeling that he might just be like Kansas City. I feel like he's going to the AFC. I don't feel like he's going to the NFC. I feel like if he goes, I feel like I don't know. I feel like he looks like at a team like the Chiefs or the Bills, and he's like, if I join one of those teams, regardless, I'll have a better chance to win a Super Bowl than anybody in the NFC. Maybe outside of like San Francisco, but dude, I don't even think San Francisco really needs them. Their offense is kind of like clicking. Like
Yeah.
Ayuk's been good. Debo had a great game. George Kittle had a great game. McCaffrey, they're getting Elijah. They don't need Odell, and I don't think
right.
they would want to try to ruin what they have going. So
Plus,
he's going to the AFC in my opinion.
plus, who knows? I mean, Odell Beckham, like we haven't really. I mean, other than that, the year we had that catch, he hasn't really had a. I mean, due to the injury, he hasn't really had that. You know that 100%, 97% level of Other than the Super Bowl, he had a good Super Bowl.
Yeah, he killed that Super Bowl.
Game, but we haven't really seen enough sample size of Odell.
Killed that playoffs
recently,
really.
Other than the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? So who knows with the injury he overcame, like how he will be. He could be like a Julio Jones and gets injured like that.
I think you know what you're getting from Odell.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know what you're getting, but like
Well, Julio's different. Julio's just hurt all the time. That's just how Julio's been since he's been in the league.
Yeah, I mean, we all know we're getting from Odell, but it's like he could it could be a non-contact injury on a run after catch. He can go down like he did in the Super Bowl. It's like who knows? Like you want to sign Odell, then he gets hurt again. It's like
I know Odell didn't mention this as
know
like one of
he
his teams, but like, what do you think about like Tampa Bay?
That team has run across my mind because I could see him wanting to play. I think he really likes Tom Brady. And
I agree, but also at the same time, I think he like kind of looks at that, and again, it goes back to like what I said about the AFC teams. He's just like, man, I'm not sure. Even with me being on that team, could we really beat Kansas City? Could we really beat Buffalo? Like,
so, well, I think if it's not Kansas City or Buffalo, he may want to stay NFC because NFC.
I think Cowboys are like the only team that convinced me NFC wise. Like, I don't think the 49ers really have interest in
him.
him.
Make a reunion, but
No.
I don't know.
Nah. I feel like he looks
he's
at the
not gonna do that
Giants
for
and
the
he can't
Giants.
be the only option. You can't look at that and be like, Kenny Galladay and Odell Beckham sound like a great combo with David Stills in the slot. He looks at it and he's like, I could run with probably Juju, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Travis Kelce. I could run with Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis. Like,
I agree with Brett on that one. Yeah.
I also agree. It was just a team that like, be interesting. It has already good veteran receivers. He wouldn't have to be looked at to be at a number one. He could be a good chill 2-3 option. I know Evans and Godwin's there. Right. I was just putting him in there, meaning that like he's not going to go to a team that doesn't already have some solid options there.
Yes.
He wants to go to a team that's going to be ready.
Well, I mean, I would want to see him like face the Browns on the Ravens. That'd be something else. But I mean, because Bateman's out. I mean,
I don't think the Ravens' offense is appealing to wide receivers.
Hey, if Odell's fine, maybe it would be
outside speedsters. I think like gadget players look at that offense and go, that would probably be fun. Like we could cook some stuff up there, but like true dominant want the ball receivers kind of look at that offense and like I'm going to get targeted 5 times a game.
I mean, but Lamar really hasn't had that number one target, and Odell could be that target, man. Like.
Fair.
Look at the offense they run, though. But who would fit that offense?
But imagine him doing wide receiver screens, RPOs, jet sweeps with The
Ravens would want Debo Samuel types, not Odell's.
I mean, wouldn't Odell Beckham be that pre-injury though? He had the run. He had the run after catchability.
Then it goes back to like what I've been saying. He's not going to go to a team where he has to be the option. Like he wants to be a option, but he doesn't want to be the only number one.
No. I mean, there's Duvernay, there's Robinson stepping
again.
up.
Gabriel Davis and Stephon Diggs sounds a lot better than that.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Or
CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. This sounds a lot better than that.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I see him staying in the AFC somewhere. But
yeah, like I said, I don't think the Ravens' offense appeals to somebody like Odell.
I mean, but Odell and Lamar had that
If
connection.
Lamar
They had
maybe
that.
averaged like 25 passes, 30 passes maybe, and like Bateman's like had kind of like a pretty decent season this year, like not even talking about like he needed to be like top 10 for him to like want to go there, but like he was playing pretty well. People looked at Bateman like, yeah, he's kind of on the up and up maybe, but nah.
Yeah,
Lamar
he
doesn't
was
pass
until he got
enough.
hurt, but I think he had the fastest like run after catch, like 20 miles per hour. I think, or he was
I
like
think
one
he
of the
look
fastest
I
receivers.
think he looks at that offense and he's like, man, like I'm not even sure I'm going to get the touches I want. And yeah,
We'll see. We'll see.
he's like, I'm going to be like double covered most of the time. I don't want that. Go double cover Stephon Diggs or Gabriel Davis. Leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so
We'll see.
we can move to week 12 now. Let's get some picks in. So Thursday we have 3 Thanksgiving games. We're gonna count those as primetime games, so we'll pick those games and then do the normal.
Games.
Yeah, do the normal Sunday night, Monday night as well. So first game Thursday is gonna be Bills Lions. Bills are 7-3. Lions are 4-6. It's Buffalo's like second trip to Detroit because of last week.
Oh,
Bills
yeah.
are a 9.5-point favorite. Who you got in this one, Dylan?
I got the Bills in this one. I'll give it up to Detroit. They've been playing really well as a way. Jamal Williams had 3 rushing touchdowns. They killed it. I mean, they had a pretty good game last week against a good team like the Giants, who I won't say who we per se think is a good team. But with that being said, they were 7-2 before the week. So I mean, yeah, I feel like the Detroit's been playing well, but I mean, this Buffalo team's really good. I feel like this has a really good potential to be a shootout because like Detroit just likes shootouts and like they like scoring a lot of points and stuff like that. But Detroit has had some problems defensively, and I'm not sure cornerback wise how they're going to do against some of those threats that they have. But yeah, I'm going to pick Buffalo.
All right.
Yeah,
Joe, who you got?
I'm a big Buffalo. Sorry, smoking Jeremy.
Yeah, I got Buffalo too. So it is what it is on that one. Next game, maybe the most anticipated one of the day. Giants Cowboys.
I'm
Both teams.
surprised that game's on the Thursday night game. It's the Vikings and Patriots.
I feel like the Cowboys are always the 4:00 game. Cowboys just like that time slot of 4:30, so they always get that middle game.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I mean, I think the Giants and Cowboys should be the Thursday night game. I mean, that's what everyone wants to watch.
Yeah, people want to watch Mac Jones versus Kirk Cousins. That's the money. That's the money game right there.
I don't need to see the Cowboys late at night. Keep them at 4:30. I'm good. Oh wait, Brett said Bills 31-17. Lions put up more of a fight than everyone thinks, but end up losing. I can live with that score.
Yeah.
Giants Cowboys, both teams 7-3. Cowboys are a 9.5-point favorite.
I'm going Cowboys.
I think we're probably all gonna go Cowboys here. I mean, yeah.
I got Cowboys.
We saw the Cowboys just beat the brakes off the Vikings, so I'm feeling pretty confident about the Cowboys going into this. And we just saw the Giants lose to the Lions, so
yeah.
I mean,
okay. Maybe this third game we have a little bit of a disagreement. So Patriots, Vikings. Patriots are 6-4. Vikings are 8-2. The Vikings are a 2.5-point favorite. Who you got?
I got the Patriots.
I got the Vikings because I think that they're gonna have a bounce back game, and who's gonna stop Jefferson?
I got the Patriots because that Patriots defense is no joke. I expect to see Matt Judon hit Kirk Cousins a couple of times.
Yeah, we saw the Vikings struggle with the Cowboys defense, and then going up against the Patriots, who also have one of the top defenses in the league right now. Of course, there's gonna be different personnel, different schemes, and stuff that's run, but like he's still gonna get hit. I mean, and this is technically a primetime game for Kirk. He doesn't do good in those when the lights are shined on him. So I'll take the Patriots in this one. You got to hope for a little bit more out of your offense.
Mm-hmm.
This time you can't hope that you can get a special teams touchdown to win it.
Yeah.
But I'll take the Patriots in this one. I like it.
Mac did look better last week. I will say that.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go Vikings on this one.
All right.
Because they're the better record. They're 8-2. They're 6-4. Who's gonna lock up Jefferson?
Patriots are gonna shock the world. No, I'm just kidding.
Kyle Duggar. No.
Yeah, they'll throw
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook. I don't know. Justin Jefferson. What they'll probably do is they'll put Jack Jones on him,
Yeah.
and they'll have Devin
Ooh.
McCourty over the top in case he goes, deep. That's probably how they'll defend
It's
him.
gonna be big for a rookie right there. Justin Jefferson's not an easy task.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack Jones is
He's
cocky
probably been
as
playing great.
yeah.
Like these rookie corners have been great this year. You get like Tariq Woolen, Jack Jones, Derek
Yep.
Stingley, Sauce Gardner. Like those are like some pretty good cornerbacks right now.
Yep.
Yeah, that cornerback room was deep in the draft. Yeah, for sure.
Jack Jones will want that challenge, and I like it. Sunday night. I mean, you got Packers, Eagles, 4-7 Packers, 9-1 Eagles.
I'm going to Eagles.
Philly's a touchdown favorite. Are we all going Eagles on this one?
I'm going Eagles.
No, I'm gonna pick the Packers.
Oh man.
Man, I part of me doesn't want. What are they? They're 4-7. Like, man, part of me thinks like they could just like sneak in at like not like 10-7 or something like that for the playoffs, but like they already have 7 losses. I don't know. The Eagles have not been playing well, and I don't know. I just feel like this be kind of a last week of a downward spiral, and then maybe turn it around next week. But yeah, I think I'll take the Packers. You can count that as my upset if you want, but yeah, I think I'll take the Packers.
Brett's losing faith. Losing faith in the Packers.
Yeah, when Brett's losing faith, you gotta go with the with the other team, man.
So Monday night, great game. Steelers Colts. Steelers are 3-7. Colts 4-6-1. What you get? You get Jeff Saturday.
I got the Colts.
Jeff Saturday on a Monday. I like that, man.
I mean, the Colts played well against the Eagles last week. Was that because the Colts played well, or is that because the Eagles are kind of not on a downward spiral like we think?
I'm going with the Colts because like I want to see the Steelers lose again. So,
I mean, this could also be a game that the Steelers just handily win. Like sometimes just play really well in some games that you think they might lose, and just because it's Mike Tomlin. It's just how he coaches his team. He can call the right things. But I think I'll go with the Colts on this one. Yeah, and Pittsburgh's offense hasn't been super great. You hear a lot of stats of how they've not been performing well. So yeah, I'll go with the Colts on this one. Just it seems like an easier pick.
All right. Yeah, I got the Colts as well. So upset and locks of the week. Jordan, who you got?
I gotta look at the schedule. So my lock of the week. Let me see. I would go with my Ravens because they're playing the Jaguars. But I'm gonna go with the Miami over the Texans.
Okay.
I'm gonna go different. I mean, I know the Ravens are gonna win. I mean, I know we should have blown out the Panthers, but a win's a win. Just like y'all won by a touchdown, a win's a win. Mm-hmm. So I kind of know that's a lot already. So I'm going with a team Miami versus Texans for my lock. And then my upset, I'm going to have depending on if Justin Fields plays.
Okay.
I'm going with the Bears.
Go with the Jets.
Go with the Jets because they're a 4.5 point favorite over the Bears. So I know the 3-8 the Bears, but yeah, I think that they can upset the Jets.
Okay. Dylan, locks and upset.
So my upset's going to be that Packers pick over the Eagles.
Okay.
Seems a little bit easier to do it that way. And then my lock, I'm going to go with the 49ers over the Saints. 49ers looking really good on the offense right now. Andy Dalton is, I imagine, still going to be the quarterback there. I don't know. But the 49ers are hitting on all cylinders. They look like one of the better. I don't want to say the best because that upsets people when someone says they're the best offense in the league. But they're one of the better offenses in the league right now. And I feel like they're just they're on a roll. Last week seemed really good, and I feel like they're just going to continue. 9.5 point favorites. That's pretty fine to me. I think they could win by 10-14. So, yeah, I'm going to go with 49ers as my lock, and then the Packers as my upset.
All right. Let's see. I want to try to pick a different game. Dylan, you might not like this. I might go with the Seahawks as my lock over the Raiders.
Hey man, you can pick them. I can't pick them. That's fine.
Um, I I mean, yeah, the Raiders are just a mess right now.
One last week though, Devontae Adams, 2 touchdowns.
True, but I don't know. I like the Seahawks at home, especially.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's always hard to pick against Seattle at home.
So I'll do that as my lock. How confident I am in that, I don't know. But upset, I like to go out on a limb on upsets. No, I'm not going to touch Jaguars.
I was looking
or
at
the
that
Ravens.
I was looking at that Titans Bengals game, and the Bengals were the favorite in that, and it was a little interesting.
I don't know if I can trust the Titans enough
Oh, yeah.
to go with that one.
Ryan Tannehill. Oh.
Yeah. I got one. I'm going to go Panthers over the Broncos.
And Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and it takes a lot for me to want to really put my faith
Yeah.
in Sam Darnold, but
Yeah.
I just can't trust the Broncos. I just can't. I feel like the Panthers defense probably finds a way to get a score out of that game. And
Brian
Darnold,
Burns just obliterates Russell Wilson.
yeah, I could see it. I could see that Panthers defense giving the Broncos more issues than they probably should, and the Panthers find a way to win that game.
Man, the Panthers are also another team I just hate. Like they're on the Orlando level. Like it's like they have a lot of players that I like and want to see do good, and then they just never do, or they're just in bad situations.
I mean, it is what it is with them.
Like DJ Moore, man, I like Maryland. I like Maryland college football, and so like not seeing him do good, man, sucks.
Yeah, I understand. All right, so now talk about the college football playoff real quick because the rankings have come out.
Yeah, I don't
So,
like
right.
it.
So the top 6, because that's usually what they worry about with the playoff. So 6, USC. 5, LSU. The committee really loves LSU. 4, TCU. 3, Michigan. 2, Ohio State. Georgia, number 1. Did they get it right? The top 6.
No. USC needs to be 5. USC needs to be 5. I am sorry. Like, props to LSU. LSU beat Alabama. But with that being said, what are Alabama's 2 losses this year? LSU and Tennessee. Tennessee's a 2-loss team. LSU's a 2-loss team. Tennessee beat LSU. Like, yep. I just think it just makes, like, put the 1-loss Pac-12 potential conference championship at 5, and then you put LSU at 6. Like, if USC wins the championship, the Pac-12 championship, they're going to jump LSU anyways. You're not going to put a 2-loss LSU team over a Pac-12 championship USC team. And if they do, that just shows why the committee's even more stupider. Like, I mean, if they do and they want to put them in, then okay, like this just makes me want the expanded playoffs more. But no, I feel like hypothetically USC would get in and over LSU. Just make the call. I mean, they just beat ranked UCLA.
Yeah.
So regardless if the game was close or not, I don't think it's the right call. I feel like USC should be 5.
Did they get it right, Jordan?
I mean, so you said Georgia 1.
Yeah, Georgia 1, Ohio State,
TCU.
Don't they play Saturday? Ohio State and Michigan.
Yes, they do.
It's gonna be a good one.
Ohio State's gonna win.
Yeah. See, like when it comes to the rankings, I just don't like. I do pay attention. It's just like it's kind of confusing to like track all that, like with the wins, losses, the conference, So like I guess I can agree, but me being an Alabama fan, it's like sucks being on the outside looking in. I mean, we're always in like either top 4, top 3.
Trust me, most of the college football world is loving the fact that Alabama's out.
Oh, I'm definitely loving it.
Oh, man.
About to see Ohio State or Michigan probably drop down to that 4 or 5 spot. Man, like for example, if Ohio State like beats the brakes off of Michigan and then next week we see like LSU at 4, I'm gonna be upset.
You might have to prepare yourself for that because whoever loses that game probably drops out, especially if TCU wins.
I don't think they'll drop out. They'll drop to 4 in my opinion, though.
The way the committee seems to be loving LSU, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd just be upsetting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's weird, like seeing Alabama out of the playoffs for me. It's just like because, like, obviously, they're. I mean, we had some injuries. I mean, obviously that we lost by a field goal against Tennessee. We lost in overtime to LSU, like off of a long throw.
No,
No,
So
Jalen
Alice.
Daniels ran it in.
Yeah, they went
Jalen
for
Daniels
two. They
said
went for two and
he
beat you.
said overtime. I'll beat you guys in one play,
Yeah.
2 plays
so
actually.
it's like the losses that we had were not that. I mean, we're not as bad. It's not like we got blown out, but they're losses. I mean, they're losses.
Technically, that Texas game early in the year, Alabama should have lost that game.
Yeah,
Yours, man. I
yeah,
think Texas would be
that
a
was a
lot
good
better
game.
if when yours was healthy the whole season and like Alabama lost that game. I feel like Texas probably would be like 8-2 or whatever the record. What 8-2, 9-2, something like that. 10, 11 games in.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I do agree with Georgia number one because they're still undefeated. So I mean, they should deserve that one spot.
The whole
If
top
Ohio
four is
State-
undefeated.
If
Yeah.
Ohio State, like again, this goes back to if one of these two teams win, Ohio State or Michigan. I keep saying Ohio State because I think Ohio State's going to win by like
Where
a
is
decent
Alabama
amount.
ranked? They're like right outside. There's like 7, 8, 6.
They were 7, but I think they were like 8 or 9. But I think they'll probably be like 7. I think Tennessee dropped. They said Tennessee dropped like
Yeah,
5
Tennessee-
spots
Tennessee
to
was
like
number
10.
9 or 10. Yeah, they were they were in the top 4.
Well,
And then I
Tennessee
think-
was 5 last weekend.
Yeah, they're 10 now, aren't they?
9 or 10.
I'm trying to pull it up. Rankings. Yeah. So outside of 6, Alabama 7, Clemson 8, Oregon 9, Tennessee 10.
I hate everybody that's like. I hate everybody that's not the top 5 outside of LSU and you swap USC. Like, not meaning like I hate the teams. It's just like all of them are 2 losses. Like, it's not really anything interesting in that mix. Like, I really don't want to see a 2-loss team get in. But like in a sense, it feels good to have 2-loss teams in because it's just like, man, the league's just been competitive this year. Like, there's just been some good matchups.
That's true. That's true.
But like also just as like kind of I wouldn't even say as an old head, but like I kind of like traditional like 1-loss teams, no-loss teams making it because it just looks nicer on paper, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm okay with 2-loss teams.
I am too. We're gonna be seeing a lot of it come expanded playoff time.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. Next
I mean,
week,
the only thing would be like if you looked at the top 12. Let's just say you took the top 12, the expanded playoff. You'd have Kansas State number 12. They're 8-3, so it's a 3-loss team. But you could technically say that spot would be given to the Group of 5 team. That's the best, and that'd be a 2-loss Tulane.
Tulane.
That's crazy how like TCU.
That doesn't sound bad because Tulane beat Notre Dame, so like you don't really hate that. You don't really hate that at that point.
That's crazy how TCU like just like shot up the boards. Like they weren't really in the
You're undefeated in the Big
conversation
12.
that much.
No matter what, if you're undefeated in a Power 5 conference, you'll get your rank at some point.
Yeah.
It
It's
might,
crazy how, like-
might be you might get a little disrespected if you play in like for example, the Pac-12, the Big 12. Like you'll get more disrespect, or the ACC compared to like teams like in the Big 10 and the SEC, for example. I feel like always those teams will get like their rightful rankings, but like you'll get there. It's just a matter of time.
The committee
unless you're, like,
normally hates Pac-12.
Not unless you're like 2014 TCU and you probably should have made the playoffs but didn't anyways.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. I think that's all the topics I had. Although, before we do final thoughts, just want to talk some World Cup real quick. Just a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Have you been watching, Dylan?
I've been watching here and there. I didn't watch I'm not getting them from the early games, man. I'm just not doing that one.
I did it.
Yeah,
Oh,
fair
I don't
enough.
know.
That crazy.
Like,
Did you like set
Like,
an alarm
fair
clock
enough.
for them games or like?
like I'm getting more into soccer. Like we discussed in the
Like,
chat.
you-
Like I'm not 100% on soccer. I'm getting more into it, learning players and stuff like that. So like right now, I'm not at the stage. I'm getting up at 5 in the morning. to
Do
watch
you just
World
like
Cup
have
game.
like something in your brain that's like, God, get up? like at like 5 a.m. I can't do
Man,
that.
I don't imagine he's up right when the first kick is. I imagine he's like 9-10 minutes in, and he's like,
Maybe
okay,
Yeah,
he
let's turn
is.
this.
'Cause-
He's
I was
like,
just
he got a drink in his hand, and he's like,
today
let's
was
turn
like
it
a
on
couple
now.
minutes into the game. I got it.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was
I
about to
mean,
say
he was the
he
one
woke
that
up and he's like,
I
man,
was
is this worth
like,
it?
yeah, I woke up and like I saw like in the messenger app like Kyle Edwards. Oh
Yeah,
my
I know.
god.
I got up at like 7 o'clock, and I saw like there was like 40 messengers in Messenger already, and I'm like, oh, they're watching the World Cup.
I am here to
That's dedication.
consume it all.
But yeah, I mean that
it's been
USA
good so
game.
far.
Yeah,
I mean that USA game. I mean,
We won the Denmark game. It was like 0-0 at half last time when I stopped watching.
it ended 0-0. But it was actually exciting for a 0-0. There was some chances, just that nobody could score. Mexico, Poland was 0-0 as well. France showed me that they're the best team in the tournament. I gotta say it.
when was Portugal?
Portugal,
When was their first game? Because I know they played Thursday or something like that. They played like.
yeah, Portugal plays Thursday, I think.
Did they play? Is this their first game?
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
did they have, like,
basically,
a bye or
each day,
something?
no, each day they do like 2 groups worth of games. So the first day, well, the
There's
first
8
day,
groups,
so the
the
first day was Sunday, right? And the host nation gets
Oh
the
yeah.
whole day to themselves. So then Monday they did Group A and B games. Tuesday C and D, then E and F, and then G and H. That's how they kind of schedule it. So the U.S.'s next game is Friday.
Right. So USA. So
Who they
like,
play
say
next?
if we, okay,
England.
hypothetically, worst of worst, if we lose to England, right? I'm just throwing it out there, and
Yeah.
then we beat Iran, right? Which we should. Are we still in the mix, like to get in, or like do we? I mean, I know
Depends
that
what
London.
happens with Wales
If that happens, it'd probably come down to goal differential with Wales.
and England.
I would probably feel optimistic that they would get through in that scenario. My thing is, if they can draw against England, if they don't beat them, if they draw against England, then I think they're in a really good position.
Really.
Yeah, because then all you have to do is beat Iran, and you get.
But look,
through.
Iran upset at Argentina. I mean, not
Wales,
Iran.
and then hope Wales loses to England. You need Wales to lose, or
I
have
think
a
England-
I think Wales will lose to England.
Oh, England, yeah, England will with Kane and they got who else do they have?
Kane,
They have
Sterling, Harry Maguire. Those guys are tough because that's gonna be a thing for the U.S.
What player? What team did that player play for? He like the tall white dude with the bun, Ollengard or whatever. What team does he play for? He plays for Man City.
Oh, Holland.
Holland, yeah, Holland. What team does he play for?
He's
For
not
like
in the
national.
World Cup.
He's not.
Injured. Yeah,
Oh, that sucks, man. But like, what team is he?
I think I remember when they were showing like their
Holland's
World Cup team
nationality?
preview. I'm not. I think he's Swedish.
Yes. So Sweden's not even in it.
Oh wow.
I
Yeah, he's
think
nice.
Holland is Swedish. Yeah, he is. But yeah, Sweden. Yeah, they didn't make it. I mean, Sweden is one of those teams they're not like a consistent World Cup contender, but every like second or third cycle they usually make it. But yeah, he's not in it. The biggest stars that are there are obviously Messi and Ronaldo and
Mbappe.
Neymar and Mbappe. Yeah, those are the bigger stars.
Neymar, right? Like, when did Brazil play?
Brazil
They play tomorrow, right?
Brazil might play Thursday. I don't think Brazil plays tomorrow. Hold on.
Yeah, I think they're in the bottom group.
Yes, I think they play.
Group.
How do you, are all the games streamed? Are all the games on
Group
Fox
F.
or like? How do you watch all the games?
All the games are on. They're on Fox
Peacock?
or FS1.
Yeah.
If you watch it on Peacock only has like the Spanish feeds, but I'll say you can watch it in Spanish because the Spanish announcers are on like 10 from the minute of kickoff, and it's great.
Go!
Yeah, it's great
They go
TV to
crazy.
watch in Spanish. Yeah.
So it's Fox and FS1.
Yeah, for the English broadcast, but Peacock for Spanish.
Gotcha. Yeah. that Friday game is major for us, man. England, and it's gonna be a good one.
It's
What
gonna
if
be a
the
good
U.S.
one because
wins? What if the U.S. wins?
I think there is a way for the U.S. to
I'm gonna
win.
go nuts, man.
It's just not expected, but the U.S. has enough talent to beat England. It's just since they're so young and inexperienced,
Yeah.
it's
Are they going to
whether
use
they
that
can
talent
put it together.
properly?
Yeah, if they play like they did in the first half against Wales, against England, they'd have a good shot at it.
Yeah. And did you notice like that play right before like the penalty kick, the ball went out of bounds and the ref didn't see it. It was that
Oh,
same
the U.S. game.
the U.S. game, yeah. The play right before if you go back and watch the highlights, that ball went out of bounds and crossed the line. And then the Wales player picked it
I
up real
honestly
quick.
watching that live, I didn't even pick up on that. Well, the thing is in soccer, the complete ball has to be over the
No,
line.
I think it did cross the line.
Huh. I'll have to go back and look at that one because,
But
like
I
I
don't
said,
think the
watching it live,
refs. See, the refs are so the refs are against the USA for some reason. There was some. I mean, there were some calls that
I don't know if I'd go that
even
far. I think that
even
ref
that
just struggled all around with the gravity of a World Cup and the crowd that's all involved. He just looked like he couldn't handle all of that pressure.
Man, I'm sorry. I just saw Korkmaz hit a 3, and then Gene commented Furky from Turkey in the group chat, and I just thought that was hilarious.
Oh man, hold on, I'm pulling up World Cup so I can tell you when everybody plays. All right, so tomorrow is Morocco, Croatia, Germany, Japan, Spain, Costa Rica, Belgium, Canada.
Okay, so this is some good games.
Canada.
There's good games. There's good games tomorrow.
Belgium Canada's going to be a good game.
Who's on Canada? Like,
they have Kyle Laren, I believe. I think Tajon Buchanan is still with Canada. They have what's his name? Alfonso Davies, he's kind of known over in England, but I think he plays for Canada too. I believe.
yeah.
So Thursday you get the Swiss, Cameroon, Uruguay, Korea. You get Portugal, so you get Ronaldo on Thursday.
Is Africa in
Yeah.
in there? Yeah, I heard Africa can be
You have
surprising.
Cameroon. You have Portugal plays Ghana.
Yeah.
Brazil plays Serbia on Thursday. So Thursday's a good game, a good day because you get Ronaldo, you get Neymar.
Playing. Oh wow!
Oh yeah.
On Thanksgiving, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
So we got.
You're gonna have NFL and World Cup on Thursday.
My Duke plays Wednesday.
This is a wild week for sports. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Friday got the USA game. So
I don't even know who else. Well, I know who else. Yeah, England, USA, Wales, Iran, Qatar, Senegal.
So basically, USA, Wales, England, they all play on the same days.
Yeah, they'll all play on the same day.
Okay.
All groups play on the same day.
Got you.
Except, now when the teams play their third game, they play at the same time because they don't want it to be something where a team maybe pulls back because somebody in the first game lost and then they don't need to go for it. So they make all the teams play at the same time.
At what round do teams get knocked out? Is that after the third game?
Yeah, after the third game, then the top 2 in each group will move into the knockout stage, which becomes one and done tournament style.
Oh, the top 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the other teams they're out.
They go home. Yeah.
They have a consolation bracket though, don't they? Mm-hmm. No. I thought they did. No, never mind.
That's once they get to the knockout round, there's the final, and then there's the consolation game. So
game. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah. I remember picking the consolation game in the bracket.
Yeah.
Damn, I wanted to do a bracket, but I can't now. It's too late.
Some websites might do one once the group stage is over, and you could fill out one for the knockout stage because that's.
I know a lot of places they do just a second chance brackets.
Yeah, that website y'all had. I tried to do it, and it was too late because it's already started.
Yeah,
I did one on FIFA and Fox. I think my Fox one is different because I just kind of did it randomly, and I was like, I'm just gonna pick teams. Yeah. So I need to go back and see that one and send it to the chat to see how crazy that is.
Okay. Yeah.
I got like Croatia winning.
Some
But
people do like Croatia. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
what team
yes,
does Mohamed Salah play for?
he plays for Egypt,
Oh,
and
they're out, right?
yeah, they didn't make it because
Dang, that sucks,
I think Mane, who plays for Senegal, they beat Egypt in the African Nations Cup, and they took
man. Damn,
the
man, missing some
spot.
stars, man.
Well, Mane was a big star, except for he got hurt, so he's not playing for Senegal.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
but
yeah,
yeah, it's been,
there's plenty of stars, but yeah, I mean, going over a little over 2 hours, so I think it's a good enough spot to
yeah.
call this episode.
I'm
So,
already pooped out, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
do you guys have any
No,
things
it's
to say?
like you said, it's gonna be a good it's gonna be a good few days of matches. You know, oh my god, my Duke Blue Devils playing Wednesday. I'm gonna be doing play-by-play with Coach Dante, so make sure y'all check that out. It's gonna be my first
Thanksgiving.
play-by-play ever. Yeah, Thanksgiving. I'll be growing out some mac and cheese and some turkey. Like I can't wait.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Feast week for college basketball, right? Feast
Huh?
week.
Feast week.
Feast week for college basketball.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, World Cup games are going to be, you know, my boy Ronaldo. I mean, obviously, big news. Him mutually part of ways with Man United. It's some big news.
We
So
didn't
now,
even talk about that, but yeah.
so
I will
now it's
say
gonna
they
be,
needed to do it.
yeah. I guess
Yeah.
our next episode we can talk about like landing spots. I mean, does he want to stay in the Premier League?
I heard Sporting Lisbon and Chelsea are like his top two, and then like
So?
I heard like the third best odds was like an actual MLS team, like he was going to go to the MLS. It's kind of like
Yeah, a
whoa.
lot of
I
European
can see that.
European players go to the MLS. So
Yeah, especially when
Gareth Bale just did last season.
Well, I mean, like he would go to like I imagine if he went anywhere, he'd probably go to a team that would be like in like the California
They
area.
always go to the same like three teams. It's either Inter Miami, LAFC, or LA Galaxy. That's usually where they go.
yeah, but like you said, a lot of good games are up. I know got Lakers and Suns coming up after the Sixers game, so it's like one more game after this game. Yeah, let's a good show tonight. Good some NFL games. Obviously on Thursday on Turkey Day, and then obviously on Sunday football and Monday Night Football. So yeah, I mean, that's I hope you have a good safe Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you guys as well. Hope
Y'all
everybody
eat well,
does.
pig out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
I
don't
got
want
two
to
to
hear.
go to, so
I don't want to hear Kyle Erdogan say, "Oh, I'm stuffed on Tuesday off all this leftover food." Oh, well, I know I am. I might.
Nah, that's not gonna happen with me. I will be here Tuesday to
Who's doing the cooking in y'all's houses?
going
My
to
mom.
family.
Your
Yeah,
mom.
going to
does the
family.
cooking.
Nice.
Going to my family and then my girlfriend's family. Going to be
Nice.
visit
So
both
you're gonna
their
get
sides
some
for
double
Thanksgiving.
some double plates, some triple
Yeah, I'm
plates.
definitely gonna have to like eat a little bit, and then because we're going to my parents last, I could eat a little bit there, and then like save my bigger appetite for my parents because they'll get on to me if I get like a little plate.
So like, okay, like before we go, I have a question for y'all. So like, what? I think every sports company is like, what is on your Thanksgiving table for Thanksgiving? What is on your
Like on my plate?
like
You
or
do-
like
do
just
your
like
plate?
on like your your spread of
On my
Thanksgiving.
ooh. Well, I would.
I mean, you
Well,
have the
there's
there's a
normal
bunch
ones.
of
table.
I wouldn't do spread because there's a bunch of stuff like I wouldn't eat that's on some Thanksgiving stuff. But if I had like a perfect plate, probably be like turkey. Get some gravy, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing. Love stuffing a lot. Trying to think what else. Green beans.
No mac and cheese, man.
It depends. It depends on what kind of mac and cheese. Because you look at some
Homemade,
mac and
homemade.
cheese. You look at some mac and cheese, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't really want to touch that.
Yo,
And some homemade ones are like, oh yeah,
Kyle, didn't your
tear that
boy
up.
like
I understand
Judon? Didn't your boy Judon come out like last year? But like, oh, mac and cheese is not good at all because it's just plain noodles and cheese. No.
Yeah, he did say that.
What do you
No,
think
I mean,
about
I
that?
get that. Like some mac and cheese is not not all mac and cheese is the same. So I'm right there with Dylan. I've seen some mac and cheese. I'll be
Depends
like,
who's
yeah,
making it.
I'm not. I'm
Depends
passing
who's
on
making it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, I know my cousins, they make some cheesy mac and cheese, man. I mean, they make some, oh man, it's buttery, cheesy, creamy, man. But no, I like ham. Mine is collard greens. I like mac and cheese, spiral ham. I Obviously, the sister super rolls, man, like buttery
Oh
rolls.
yeah, King's Hawaiian rolls. Can't forget them. Those are like, yeah, can't forget them. I'm always
Definitely
glad when someone
turkey,
makes those.
obviously. I'm trying to get into the cranberry sauce a little bit. I'm trying to slowly get
I'll
into
pass
that.
on that. I'll
It's
pass
kind
on
of
that.
cold when it's on my plate, so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's like, but
I can take that or leave it. It is what it is
Yeah.
with cranberry sauce.
then
I'm
my
okay on
dessert.
green bean casserole. I like some of
Yeah.
them. Again, it's one of those is who's making it. You know.
Then my dessert. My aunt makes the best like red velvet cake ever, and carrot cake.
That's
So.
interesting for definitely for at least red velvet's interesting for
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
red velvet, like every store is like that. I try ShopRite, Whole Foods, or whatever. Like they can't touch my aunt's red velvet homemade.
I
Like,
know. And homemade cakes are good. You say your aunt makes a good red velvet cake. I mean, that's just probably tradition.
oh man, people like if you try it at Slice Dylan, like
I love red velvet cakes.
people
I mean,
people will try to fight you on the street for a piece of that cake, man. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious, man. Like, it's like every time for my
I get
birthday, yeah, like for my birthday, I'm like, hey, aunt, hey, aunt, can you
I don't want a gift. Make me a cake.
right, right. But
All right. I basically have everything you guys said. Only thing is, like, I've never had green bean casserole. So
Fair.
Yeah, but
It's one of those things that definitely is like. Ooh.
yeah. But other than that, yeah.
I guess dessert wise, I do like apple pie a lot. But like,
yeah,
man, I'm one of those people that also like I don't care what you say. Like the classic pies are cool and all, but like I like chocolate pie. Like it's hard to turn one of those down when someone makes one.
yeah.
Like if someone brings one of those, I'll eat it. Like I like that better than some of the fruit pies, but not big on pumpkin.
For me, it's normally either pumpkin or sweet potato pie.
Ooh, I'll pass on the sweet potatoes for sure.
I actually like pumpkin. I don't know a lot of people.
I don't mind it. It's just not like if I had a pie, I just don't want to eat a bunch of it.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
But like apple pie, if someone's making a good apple pie, I'll tear that up.
Then put some in
Get
the
some
microwave for a little. Oh
yeah,
man,
get some cinnamon. Maybe some vanilla ice cream. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, man. You get a little big fat slice of apple pie. Put that in the microwave for like 15 seconds. Put some ice cream on that. Slap it on there and eat that.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't go wrong with that.
I can't wait, man. And then my parents are. I mean, they're going to the store tomorrow, and they're going to start preparing. So
Yeah,
I'm on that cooking. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're doing. We gotta get all the rest of the stuff for tomorrow as well. That's
Probably
what I'm
my
doing
mom,
after this.
Yeah, probably my mom and I think one of my aunts is here. They're gonna while they're doing that, I'll be playing some Call of Duty. So
Yeah, I will
I'll be
afterwards as well too. I gotta get some grocery shopping done. Make sure we get all that for Thanksgiving, and then I'll hop on with you guys as well.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Definitely see you guys on there. But appreciate you guys on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Tiki Live. Appreciate you tuning in. Brett, who else was in the chat?
Everyone who commented, everyone who
Yeah,
commented.
everybody who dropped comments in the chat. Love you guys and appreciate it.
We appreciate all of it.
Brett,
Definitely.
appreciate that. Really do.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
We definitely
Brett.
try to bring you a great show every week, and normally we do. Toot our own horn for a little bit. But you guys know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, follow, share. Let people know because Sports Empire Network has a lot of great shows on there, a lot of great personalities, whether it's shows like this or Dante with his live play-by-play, and you'll start seeing some of us on that because I might be on the USA England one on Friday. So
that's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on ones. It's just a matter of like it sucks
how did
because
they-
like the
what
games I
game you wanna
necessarily
do,
want to
yeah.
do. The games I necessarily want to do, it's like, man, I don't really have those. It's like I'm kind of stuck watching like Cowboys games, and I personally don't want to do a play-by-play on a Cowboys game like that. It's just not my thing. But like when more games come on that I feel like more interested or intrigue me a lot, that's fine.
Don't they have that website that they do the play-by-play on, like where you don't have to watch the game, you just have to do like the play-by like the.
Yeah, they just go on ESPN. It looks like and
pull up
just watch stuff there.
Yeah, because with the rules, you can't like actually show the
Stream it.
game. 'Cause, yeah,
Yeah.
'cause then you get
Yeah,
shut
I imagine they're watching it on like a separate screen or somewhere, and then just kind of posting it right there and reading it.
down. Yeah, just post a score for people watching so they can see. Oh, that's the score right now. Yeah. Yeah,
They do
so-
a good job posting like the actual plays that happen as well too, like the actual live plays. They do a good job at that as well too.
Yeah, you do the game cast where it goes play by play, like, oh, so and so made a 2-point shot, or so
Yeah.
Probably, we'll
And
probably,
it's nice because
probably
then
do a
the
lot
other
more
person
college
who is
basketball.
actually watching it can like explain it and be like, actually, this is kind of breakdown of the play, but yeah, this is what basically happened.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna say I'm doing it with Coach Dante Wednesday for the Duke game. Actually tomorrow. Actually, that's tomorrow.
Yep.
So yeah. So I mean, we have some good content coming out, man. Just for the whole network. Just keep looking out for everything, and
Taking a break for
yeah. Well,
Thanksgiving, though. We won't have any shows on Thanksgiving, of
yep.
Well,
course. Maybe
pregame pigskin will actually go on 10 a.m. Thursday. That's what it
10
looks like.
a.m. Thursday. Okay.
Not gonna. It's not set in stone yet, but it looks like we might do our show before the Thursday Thanksgiving games and get you guys ready for the three
Yeah.
games on Thursday.
All
So,
right. All right.
I'll definitely
Look forward to that.
for that. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah. So appreciate you guys in the chat and you guys who tuned in. Like I said, subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff. And I think that's it for us. So that's another show in the book.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
the big three for Jordan, Dylan, and myself. We'll say good night and happy Thanksgiving.
Have a great
All
Thanksgiving,
right.
everybody.
All right. See you guys on Call of Duty.
Yep, see you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you left. He dipped.